Hey everyone, welcome back to the IO Panel Podcast. This is episode 233. My name's Evan, back from a bit of a hiatus. It's good to be here with my friends, Mike
Very
and James.
well, Evan.
How are you all
Thank you
doing?
for asking.
Quite good.
You look like it,
Having a
James.
great time.
Indubitably. As he has a face of boredom and death. Like, I'm
Doing great.
doing
Happy
great.
to be here. Like,
What do you
cool.
want?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. So, I'll start off with myself. We took a week off a couple weeks ago, and then I took my leave of these gentlemen. I went to Texas to hang out with 9 other hot guys.
I believe it's
and
pronounced
play some video
Tejas.
games in a Tejas, sure. Oh, Mike, I mean, I could just take pictures, but I think you would laugh twice if we took a road trip from here to Texas, because we passed through not only
God.
Texarkana, which would be like, ha, right? But then also a place called Arkadelphia. You would also be, ha,
That's
I think.
funny.
Yeah. Yeah. These
How
are
many
like
miles?
not real places. Oh, and I 400 and it was either 489 or 498. I don't remember. But those were the 3 numbers. Correct. Just under 8 hours with a couple of leisurely refuelings and snack pit stops.
Okay.
Not bad.
So,
Yeah, it's like straight shot. There's like 2 turns on the way there. So get on Interstate 40 going west and keep going for 3.5 hours.
it's like
okay, great.
when James and I drove out to see you. It's like, get on this road,
Yeah.
go for the next half of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all right.
Yeah. It's like 66 or something to 40 and then 40 for 900 miles.
Like, man, this is like a straight ass state. Like, it's a block.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's
Is
a trapezoid, I believe. The slightly
A
slanted
rhombus?
rectangle.
I just wanted
Yeah.
to say the word rhombus.
I think that adequately describes the state of Tennessee. Now, for the bonus points, Mike, spell rhombus.
RHOMBUS.
Oh God.
Come on.
Correct.
Come on, man. Who you talking to?
Congratulations. I gotta
Okay.
test you once in a while, okay? I didn't ask you to spell onomatopoeia.
Yeah, I don't know if I could. That's a tricky one.
Yeah. I can't do that.
I don't know that
I just
I've
said
ever
it and I
written
can't
that
do
word. So I don't think.
it. A couple times in high
Yeah.
school, probably, but not since.
Why would you have ever written high school? Jesus.
We took pretty advanced English classes, James. at
I
least.
did not.
Well, I did.
Oh no.
I
Oh,
think
no.
Mike took AP at least once.
I
No?
think I was with the dumbs, man.
Okay, well then you.
Dude, I was in a history class and I was
Dumbs.
like, I'm pretty sure those guys are in a gang. Like, I'm looking over there. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what class is this? I'm like, uh-oh. Like, I fucked up. You know? Like, it's weird because I'm in, like, regular / dumb classes for some things. And then I'm in, like, AP chemistry and AP French and this and that. So, it didn't even make any sense, man. Like, I don't even know if I was in honors English. I might have been in regular English. Not for
Well,
English.
you had you had Disco Bill.
I had him in 9th
You
grade
told me you had Disco
for
Bill for English.
U.S. history, maybe? I don't know. And then I had him in 12th grade because he started teaching German also. So I had him for the first semester for German 1A.
Some like to call that
Who?
an overachiever.
Who's an overachiever?
Hmm?
Disco Bill?
That guy. I never had him as my teacher, so I can't really
and
speak
I had,
to it.
and
I'm
I had
just
him
making
for all
fun
4
of him.
years for debate because I was on
Horrible
the
human
debate
being.
team for all 4 years. And he's the debate coach. So there you go.
Of course.
He was also the golf coach, and so I was on golf for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So, there you go.
I like that.
Maybe
Again, a
maybe you're
horrible
right.
movie.
I don't know. He was fine to me, but then again, I'm what?
Yeah, I bet he was. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
notoriously
I did not
a
know that.
notoriously racist.
Hmm.
That's yeah, notoriously. I had my interaction. I'd never had a class with him, and he was always rude to me. The time, like 4 times I talked to him. Always nasty.
Were you
And
being too black?
but I'm not.
I was like, was he
Come
being
on, man,
too
you know
what?
me. I'm not too black. I'm not too anything.
It's like, A, how dare you? And B, have you met James?
I put the white cream in Oreo, my man. Okay, I definitely wasn't being too black, and I never had him in a class. So I'm what I'm saying is come from other students. Hey, look, well, we're all kids, and kids are stupid. So that doesn't really mean anything. He could have been perfectly fine, and he just could have been tough on people. I don't fucking know. I know he and I did not get along. He didn't like me at all. I called him Disco Bill once, and after that he had guts. So that could have been totally why he didn't like me. He did not like being called Disco.
Are you the one who created that name?
No.
Okay.
That name is older than all of us. Some student was a freshman found out before, and it was probably even older than that. But they found out he was a DJ,
A billboard
disco
topping
DJ.
disco DJ?
No, like David DJs, like that. You know?
Oh, okay.
That kind of thing. But he played disco music. Someone found out
So,
about it.
I
then he became
remember.
Disco
I don't
Bill.
remember how we found out about the nickname, but we did somehow, obviously. And I remember being in his class in 9th grade, and one of the cabinets was filled with CDs. And I was like, "Oh, there you go." It's like, for some reason, he has a bunch of CDs here at school. I don't know why, but yeah.
There's
Like
no
CDs in
finer
their
listening
cases, in their
experience.
Jewel cases, just.
Who knows? I don't know. I don't know if that's enough.
No, it isn't. It was
that's
just
not why they
confirmation.
started calling him Disco Bill. It's because, because he enjoys CDs. If that was confirmation for you, Michael,
I mean, it was
afraid
more
you're
than like
below
10
for
you know, it was
confirmation
like
for things.
300.
Like he owns CDs. 300. I mean,
Maybe 100.
how many CDs do you own?
It's like
I mean,
7.
maybe 100. If I could put my hand on 10,
Maybe.
you know, I don't know.
I mean, he's a fucking boomer, being a boot buy and shit.
Mike, maybe he is exactly like us and subscribes to those, buy 12 CDs for a penny, and he never
Columbia
canceled
House?
it. So they just kept sending stuff, and he was like, fuck it. Yeah, Columbia House.
How many copies of Anya can I get? Do I need? Anyway, let's move on. I hate talking about that guy. He's a fucking piece of work.
Oh, sorry to bring up a sore subject, James. Never again shall we start a conversation with grammar and let it drift so far.
I know. Horrible.
Yeah.
Bad friends.
Well,
Bad friends
Evan,
not
how
wrong.
was your
You guys up there?
how was your how was your trip to Texas? I know you were kind of telling us anyway, but
it was good. And, on the way there, I actually stopped at the world famous
Okay.
Buc-ee's gas station. It is huge. The food is mediocre. And the merchandise is everywhere.
That's the
You know.
gas station. It's really big,
Yeah.
right? It's like 48 slots or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think I saw that on a they brought a Japanese drifter over and took him drifting
So
in
random.
Texas, and they took him to Buc-ee's.
When you said Japanese drifter, I imagined a homeless man with a wooden backpack in like a
So,
samurai
yeah.
uniform.
Yeah.
Like, why
So
are you
that's
bringing me
also
here
what I
to
thought
this gas
James was
station?
talking about.
Yeah.
It's like, this is your home.
Like someone who drifts across the American Southwest,
no.
but from Japan.
yeah,
Oh God, no.
an honorable
drifter.
hobo.
You mean someone who drives
An
a car
actual
and
drifter.
every time he gets out of the car, he's like, "It's called drifting."
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he's just he
like
gets
that's-
sideways. Yeah, not a wandering vigilante called the
Wow.
Japanese
Okay.
Blind Justice.
Rutger Hauer.
Edgar Hauer or whatever. Rutger
Hoping his
Hauer,
next
yeah.
leap will be the leap home. Wait, no, that's
Yeah.
No, that's sliders. Oh wait, no, that's
Exactly.
something else. That's quantum leap.
That's quantum
Which
leap.
is also sliders. Yeah, it's very similar.
In a way.
It's not exactly the same, I'll grant you, but it is very similar.
Yeah.
Love that. Hoping to with leap poem.
Yeah.
That's
Selma.
another one.
It's like they call out the wrong names. So Bucky's is a pass unless you actually need fuel. Just don't. I mean, they have like hats, mugs, T-shirts, all with this dumbass beaver on it.
Oh god.
They do have a good selection of cakes and barbecue inside, but it's really nothing special.
When you say cakes, you mean actual food, or you mean thick women?
Actual food. There's quite a few obese women
Are they
in the
working
store
there,
as well.
or are they
That's
just-
not what you're talking about.
Are they just
That's
loitering?
an entirely different problem. Some of both. Yeah, but if you go to like Giant or a grocery store and you see they have their cake display, cake counter, there's one of those inside this gas station, and 2 barbecue, not pits but assembly lines. Lots of fountain drinks.
Is this a place where a
And
trucker
again, lots
could
of
go and like,
memorabilia.
take a shower and stuff?
I think they do have showers there, but for that, I personally would probably prefer to go to a legit truck stop, like a
Go to a
like a
Cub
Love's or a
Lodge.
Well, I thought
Pilot
that's
or
what
something
this
like
was,
that.
Just whatever.
No, this is a gas station that's a tourist
There's a
attraction.
gas station like
Yeah,
the
it's
gas
a gas
station at the end of the street that sells energy drinks, or like, yeah, way bigger.
Yeah, but way bigger.
I mean, and it's a restaurant, or not?
Mm-hmm. No, there's just like you go into these gas stations, they have the prepared sandwiches
Well,
that no one
I'm
wants.
not gonna. I'm not.
With the dry bread and everything. Mike's
mean,
like,
you
this
know,
is
one. I'm not.
this is
I
high
eat my
class
fair
cuisine,
share of
my
gas
friend.
station cheese.
So I cast aspersions. On,
Oh, dude.
You know?
So
Okay.
it's just a big
So there's
gas
nowhere to
station.
sit down and eat or anything.
I mean,
like
yeah,
that.
so on
I see.
no. They have a couple of like
Right,
metal
okay,
tables
okay.
outside,
I see.
like little picnic
I
tables.
was
You a place to smoke
I was
off your
picturing
meth high.
something
really.
else.
Yes.
You know what I was actually thinking of, and I don't know. James, you might know what this is. Well, actually, Evan, you might know what this is too. There's if you're driving from here to Ohio, our favorite state, as we did and as we have done, there is an area in Pennsylvania called Breezewood, and the whole
yep.
town is basically one truck stop. I'll say, for lack of a better word, like it's nothing but motels, aka travel lodges, and
yeah.
and gas stations.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
They cater to 2 very specific demographics: truck drivers and
Probably.
prostitutes.
I just remember always when I was a kid, when we were driving to Ohio, we'd stop there, and there was a specific place we stopped at, and I mean, I guess it was a gas station, but it was like one of those, almost like one of those truck stop ones. So it was like also though a full restaurant, like you go in to sit down, and then they had like their full
Yep.
like big gift shop area, all this kind of stuff, Exactly. Thank you.
I have.
Breeze was great, by the way.
I agree. I have a very similar experience going to upstate New York to visit my grandma when she was alive. My dad would always take us to a stop like that
Okay.
called Harford, I think it was. Yep, it was like a diner, truck stop. They had showers, they had gifts.
Oh, there you go. Everything a
was
young
great.
boy could want, right?
Yep. Exactly.
Oh, dude, I loved Breezewood when I was a kid, man. I told you guys I bought the 5-foot-tall beef jerky stick there.
That sounds like a hell of a deal. Should we invest in
Dude,
property around Breezewood?
Dude, it was like fucking. I think it was like fucking $25
That's
bucks.
awesome.
It was worth every penny.
You get to eat it.
I didn't get to eat it though.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
No, we hit people with it.
Whoa,
in
whoa,
our
whoa, whoa,
RV.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Okay.
We ate a whip,
Back
like a
up,
big
back
bull
up.
whip, and ruined it.
Who were you with?
This was when I was on the UDC electric vehicle team, and we were driving to Minnesota for our corn fuel vehicle race. And so we stopped at Breezewood on our way to Minnesota, to MRIR, Minnesota International Raceway.
Not Michigan?
And not the Minneapolis International Speedway. Not that.
No, it was MIR. I remember that specifically, MIR.
Gotta send two guys to Miramar.
Something else.
Yeah, we're going to Miramar. Yeah. Part of the Top Gun Academy. We're gonna go teach. Yeah, but no, it was a fun trip, but that was amazing. And every time I look to see if it's there again, of course it's not. Because it's like, a human body's worth of salt, and they're probably just like, this is crazy. Yes, we're killing people.
Yeah.
After
several class action lawsuits, they stopped selling it.
James, I have to ask, what was your
very cool?
What was your job as part of the team?
What does
that mean?
Fabricator.
Fabricating facts?
No, just making shit up, basically. No, I mean, everybody on the team had one job, which was fabricating. So we all made stuff. We had one skinny, small, tiny-ass white kid who was the right size to get in the race car. Everybody else was just built shit, painted shit, made shit, cut shit, welded shit, screwed shit down, drilled holes in shit. That's it. I did try welding. I wasn't very good at it, and I was only allowed to do it once because I was so bad.
How are you supposed to get good at something if you never do it?
I mean, I probably could have taken time. No, it was my first time. I probably could have taken time to learn, but I was like, I want to try that, and then I was like, oh my god, and I was like, okay, and then I was like, you do this, and I never got back to it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Good times. Mike, I think you will get a kick out of my snack of choice to start my road trip to Tejas. I was at a gas station, and I was like, you know what? Let me get an egg salad sandwich.
Oh, God.
So I did. No sun-dried tomatoes.
Sandwich.
But
was it out of a vending
this
machine in the men's room?
Egg salad. Unfortunately not. They tend to keep their food products out of restrooms and within sight of the staff.
You barely
was it refrigerated?
Sandwich then.
I did what I could.
You barely experienced, man.
It unfortunately has to be by FDA regulations, but the thought was there. I didn't eat it immediately, so it was kind of car temperature.
Did you leave it on the dash for like 3 hours in the hot sun?
No, it was on the seat next to me for an hour.
You didn't even try, bro.
Drinks?
You didn't.
How many
even try.
energy drinks?
I'll do better next
basically
time.
Quit. You lost before you
and/or
started.
from?
On the way, 2, possibly 3, 2 for sure. There might have been a third in there. I also got big bottles of water each time, so I don't recall if I finished the energy drinks upon arrival or if all were consumed in transit.
Bang.
No, Monster.
Red.
Yeah.
Orange.
Almost never. I'll usually get a white, maybe a purple, the mango blue, and
green.
Sometimes a green.
James likes the green.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave you the green before. You were like, oh,
Me?
what the hell?
I'll co-sign on the green.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just generic tropical, kind of.
So, yeah, so it's a good trip.
Yeah, so the trip
Stayed
was
at someone's
uneventful.
house. You said it was a big house, right?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Are these your Quake? Your QuakeCon? Your Quake crew?
No. However, I have been playing Quake with these fine gentlemen on and off since I started, basically. So you could say they're my oldest Quake friends, but I've never actually been to QuakeCon.
Have you met them in
with
person before?
Okay, that's yeah.
Yes, several times. They're
Most
all real
part of your
people.
yearly trek to Mecca was your QuakeCon. I forgot that.
Yep. Hasn't been a thing for
Yeah,
Well,
you've known
2
it a
years
long
now.
time, actually. Yeah.
well, they're just not having it. It's online now.
That's
It's called QuakeCon at home.
That's barely a conference.
It is, I agree, but times are tough with the pandemic
Yeah.
and
Well,
whatnot.
hopefully they can resume it at some point.
Right.
Yeah, I would expect next year to be back to normal. But as it stands right now, this year is still QuakeCon at home.
I was just,
It is what it is.
Right, I was
you
just
still get to
looking
watch
at,
competition.
I stalk a couple journalists on, TV journalists, TV reporters on Instagram, and one of them just
Okay.
landed in Tokyo. They're going over there to cover the Olympics. That starts
Yes, very nice.
next week, I believe. Well, next week. I think this upcoming Friday or Saturday is the opening ceremony.
I used to be a big fan of the. Was this
Yes,
summer?
this is summer.
Summer Olympics? It must be. Okay. I remember watching gymnastics as a child and being so enthralled with the way that these people can move their bodies. It's fantastic.
The question is, when is women's volleyball going to start?
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing I care about.
Yep.
Because I'm a passionate volleyball fan.
Hey, aren't we all?
Yeah.
I'm only interested in the sports
Yes,
that
indeed.
involve shooting. So, yeah, well, that's not a thing here,
Biathlon?
is it? That's winter.
Winter
It's
one,
gonna
I
have.
think.
They're
Yeah,
gonna have
that's a
something
winter
where
one.
you shoot something, but
Yeah, they're going to do fucking crazy sports shooting one with the crazy
they're
guns.
like
the weird
air
ass
guns or something.
Nobody
Or-
would use in real.
Mm-hmm.
They shoot like the little 22. Yeah, those little weird air
Mhm.
guns. I think there's a 22 thing too they're going to do.
Yeah. Go
The
plinking,
sport
and then
guns.
there's probably some archery. There's so many Olympic events
Yeah.
we just have no idea about because they don't matter.
They don't show. It's weird. It's funny. You'd think by 2021 they'd be like, okay, we're gonna just show all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you'll be able to watch everything.
Mhm.
Like that would be
I was
good.
gonna
Like,
say, I thought.
why
so
are they
you
not
can't even
streaming
online,
all of the Olympics?
Just like tune into what you want.
If there's a way to do it, I
Well,
have
you're
no
right though.
idea
Maybe
how to
maybe they don't have
do
camera crews at every
I
single
know you
thing.
used to-
know?
I don't think they do. I think they've been treating the Olympic way like a high school fucking meet, knowing that at the end they'll start giving a shit. But like all these semifinals, well, 50 countries are competing for one slot. They're like, we know you don't have time to watch that. Like
Mhm.
we know that you're all watching swimming or women's volleyball or something, and you're not watching, fucking
Shot
shovel
Equestrian?
throwing or whatever. A question. The equestrian is probably awesome, though, right? Like horse shit.
No.
That's great. No, why not?
Because it's like a dog show. They all go through the same course.
Isn't it
and
jumping? Don't they jump?
That's I was about to say steeplechase, but that's actually a person running event.
Oh god.
But yeah, like
mean,
in like the dog shows, they jump over stuff, go through an obstacle course, and you're like, wow, someone trained them to do this. Great. That's how I feel about equestrian events. Now, if they want to
understand
play
the
some
watching
real
dogs
water
do stuff.
polo, throw those fucking horses in the pool.
Evan, I was gonna
Watch
make
the
that
struggle,
joke. I was
you know?
like,
Now
I was
get
like, you ever
people
watch water polo? Like the four horses, man. Like,
And the jockeys just gets dragged down with their fucking stirrups. They're locked in. Can't keep them
I
afloat.
mean,
There's
there's
heavy
a,
casualties this year.
I don't even know what all the sports are. And,
heavy cash.
like, do they play
There's
cricket?
I don't know.
No, that's
Don't they play that everywhere
games.
except
They play cricket.
here? Well, I know they. Well,
Yeah.
you're right. It
Yeah.
is the Queen's game, right? So it's in the UK. I know it's in. I know
the
it's in India,
Commonwealth
obviously,
League or whatever they
you know.
call it.
but is it?
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't think they played in Canada. For instance, maybe they do. I
Probably.
don't fucking know. But
There's a lot we don't.
I mean,
there's a
that-
lot yet to be discovered about Canada.
I'm sure they're part of the Commonwealth Games.
The
which
Commonwealth
means
Games.
Canada plays it for sure.
I don't think I have, James.
You never heard of that? All of the countries that England used to own,
Except for us.
play, except for us, play a game. Because we got away from them so early before cricket existed, I'm sure. But they all play in the Commonwealth Games. It's like a little micro Olympics full of British games,
like Jolly-O. Like
I don't know, football. Yeah, Jolly-O waving.
Yeah.
You know, pip pip, Ronald. That's not even like a British guy. I don't know, but yeah, whatever, like that.
Tea drinking, silent judgment.
Yeah, snooker.
Oh yeah,
dude, I forgot I was watching yesterday. They're like snooker. Snooker sounds like a some kind of a mint, like a cookie.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's he's like I forgot what I was watching. He's like snooker's a cookie. He's like, I can't wait to get a tall glass of milk and dip in some Snookers.
That's a pool game. That's not. I'm sorry. Is that like
a digestive
pool,
biscuit? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was the red and white balls. Yeah.
Bigger table, smaller pockets,
balls.
more balls.
Yeah.
And rules that
just
no
like your
one
mom.
knows.
Oh!
Got her.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, I don't know.
Mike's
Yeah, I'm
juggling those balls right as we speak. That's what the.
So I'll just interrupt with this off-topic thing. I was watching Wilkes, a guy on my Discord, play Chivalry. It's a game like where knights fight each other, like a multiplayer game where you fight other people in knights and suits of armor and shit. And interesting like combat system. And one of the things they have is this taunt system of taunts, but it's all like. There are a bunch of crazy ones and very medieval ones, and then there's some medieval sounding ones, but they're really your mama jokes. And the guy, one of them is like, he's like, your mother like a feast. She's spread out all over the table. Like, Jesus Christ.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good, yeah. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, I mean, I would watch the Olympics if they broadcast it live. Like, I would just go watch random shit.
I think you can.
Because it's 20, how often you can see 24 weird sports?
Oh, right.
No,
right.
but online, like, watch the obscure shit. Like, watch the people who you know. Like, these guys are competing for the bronze. For like 3 levels below bronze. At 4 a.m.
We'll have to go look and see the
like,
list of sports.
I want to see that competition. Or, dude, boxing. Dude, boxing is a summer sport. They never show all of it, and there's a shit ton of it.
Yeah.
They show, like, the last 3 or 4, like, semifinal and finals. But I would love to see, like, the little, like, the fucking guy from Turkmenistan and the guy from Kazakhstan fucking tear each other a new asshole. Like, I want to see that fight. Let me see all those fights. Boxing's a great sport to watch.
Probably.
I'm sure they do. It's a great one to watch. Fucking Taekwondo people are fucking crazy. You go to a Taekwondo game, you're going to see somebody get knocked the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
At a high school, can you imagine what the pro levels are, the fucking Olympic levels are?
I remember last time watching the Taekwondo being amped up and then being disappointed. Because they were just standing there like, huh, huh, huh. And like the fucking ref had to be like, all right, let's go, motherfuckers. Like all the time. Because they're just like, like.
That can happen in any combat
it's like
sport,
UFC, like I can't watch that shit.
So speaking of UFC and watching sports streams, at the LAN we watched not the Euro Cup. It was like a South American soccer championship, and then UFC where Conor McGregor shattered his fucking leg, which that's no good. And I found out that how we watched him rather was one of the guys there had something called
a Chromecast.
I'm gonna call it I'm gonna call it a Zealot box. It's not that. It starts with a Z, and it's like a little computer you can hook up to the TV, Wi-Fi, couple gigahertz, shit like that. And he subscribes / donates to IPTV, which is a allegedly gray area, I'll say, streaming TV service. You can donate $10 a month via IP torrents. It's a private tracker, and get access to all these different, streams and sports channels and everything. So maybe there will be some on there.
Details on that? Okay.
I can.
All right, yeah, get the details, and you're right. Maybe that's a good way to see everything. I remember one of the times we were trying to watch the Olympics when they were in the UK. And it's like, oh, you can watch it online if you have, we had to connect over VPN or something and look at the BBC's whatever player. I don't remember what it's called now. But
right.
That sounds right.
BBC iPlayer, probably.
This is a problem. Let me jump back real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I just looked up the Olympics thing. So this is this is open ceremony, July 23rd, and it's going to be you'll be able to watch that NBC Sports, NBC Olympics, whatever that is, and Peacock. Then next is archery. That's the 23rd to the 31st. That's on CNBC, NBC Olympics, whatever that is.
A week's worth of archery? Jesus.
I don't know how that's going to work. All I can think is they're relatively showing you stuff that happened previously during there's stuff, at least for artistic swimming, which comes after archery. On the second, they're showing you stuff that actually happened during the week of July, because all this stuff's happening concurrently. It's all at the same time. You know what I mean? They're not just saying, "Oh, all we're doing is archery, boys." That's not how it works.
Right.
Like there's art, like there's pavilions and people. Shit's going on everywhere. So how that from July 23rd to the 31st, all they're showing is archery. Like that's what I'm talking about. Badminton, fuck, hate that word. It's so weird. That's from the 23rd to the 2nd. So that means it's broken down. It's gonna be broken down. I don't know how they're doing this, man. I wish I could see
it's like
the
that.
Olympic.
They're
schedule.
like India versus Japan.
Yeah.
It's like
Beach volleyball. Here we go. The 23rd, July, August 6th. Okay, so some things are happening concurrently at the same time, or at the same time, not concurrently. And that's on CNBC. That's NBC Olympics. That means they're going to cut away from something.
How do you watch it online, or you can't? Well,
you can't. Peacock?
You're saying Peacock question mark.
I guess,
but I don't know. I don't think Peacock. No, it says Peacock, but I doubt Peacock is just going to show it all. Like, why can't we go to Olympics.com and see it all? You want to watch a fucking referee, just a camera just aimed at the volleyball court and no one's playing? Volleyball cam. Like, why can't you watch that?
How are they going to make money, James?
They could charge. I'd pay for that. I'd pay $5.
I'd pay to watch an empty court.
I mean,
I get what you mean.
Yeah, I'd pay like, let's say,
a weekend or
$50 for all access.
Yeah.
$50 all access for the 2 weeks or 3 weeks that Olympics is happening. It'd be worth it.
It would be worth, and they'd make more money than, if you just signed up for. Peacock might be free, but like if you signed up for Paramount Plus.
Well, Peacock
for a month
free and
canceled
not free,
yeah.
right? So.
Probably.
I mean, it's probably free, but they're not going to show it all. They're showing. They don't have. I doubt they have channels like. It'd be great if they have like a dozen Olympics channels and like archery, blah 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 blah, and they just go see. Like you pull up the channel and it shows 5 courts. If it shows all the matches going on at once. Or maybe you go into one channel and then it breaks up the sub channels and then you can see all courts or whatever. That'd be cool, but I don't think they're going to do that. I've always had a problem with that since I've been a kid, because I've always wanted to watch. I've always been like, I want to watch boxing, I want to watch archery, I want to watch all the gun stuff, I want to watch like the weird triathlon stuff in the summertime, in the Christmas and winter time. I want to watch snowboarding, like I want to watch all that stuff, but it's like impossible. Because they're only showing. They're like, this is the best pieces.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe they actually do show it live at 3:20 a.m.
Maybe, yeah, that's true. Field hockey. How's field hockey a sport here? Field hockey.
You know what's strange?
Golf is up here for myself.
Men's field hockey.
Oh, dude, judo. They got judo here. That'd
There
be
you go.
amazing. Judo, karate.
Karate.
Dude, karate, you're right. Randy's son yesterday on Discord was like, carrot tea. I'll be practicing my carrot tea. I was like, okay, man. What is the modern pentathlon? Pentathlon. Is that where naked men wrestle each other? They're oiled up. And they
Jumpy.
wrestle each other.
It
on
can
the
be
sand?
whatever your imagination,
Let's see,
wherever your
pentathlon.
imagination takes you, James.
Athlete can make 5 different events for each
An
competitor.
athletic event.
In particular,
Yeah.
a men's event involving fencing, shooting, swimming, riding, and cross-country running. Haha.
Besides the last 3, this would be cool.
That's like-
fencing's great,
All the skills a man needs to have.
dude. If you watch
Only in a
fencing,
movie.
fencing's
Yes.
amazing. Fencing's amazing.
I mean, the fencers, they get pretty into it. It's like kind of violent.
It's violent. Yeah, violent. Fencing's violent. You know, fencing is Maryland's sport. This was Maryland's sport. None of us have taken a fencing class. We were cheated by Montgomery County.
Fencing is not Maryland's sport. I was about to say Maryland's national sport.
Nope.
It is. It's Maryland's state sport, isn't it?
It is jousting.
What is it? Oh, whatever. Each one equals. Fine, jousting. Where's
Bring
my
in
jousting
the
class?
horses.
Bring them from the pool. Bring the horses from the pool.
Oh,
Exactly.
Oh, God. Oh, man.
we need more Olympic sports based around
Dude,
horses.
looking at this shit on Wikipedia.
We'll have to come up with some.
I mean, obviously, none of us really know anything about any of these sports, right? But it's like modern pentathlon is an Olympic sport.
Mm-hmm.
Fencing, and then in parentheses it says one touch épée. Freestyle swimming, 200 meters. Equestrian show jumping. There you go, James. 15 jumps. And a final combined event of pistol shooting and cross-country running. 3,200 meters. God damn. Okay.
Oh, God. I think the one touch of pay is just like,
Yeah.
you're dead. That's it. It's not so many strikes. It's like
I want to say épée is a
you got
sword.
kill point.
But,
That's
yeah.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A fencing
It's a-
sword
it's a
with a
pointy sword.
bowl-shaped guard. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Yeah. It's a sword. It's weird, though, that that's a sword, and then, I mean, I guess it makes sense, but it's like that's a sword, and the, Excalibur type sword is a sword, but they're both, like, so different.
Mm-hmm.
They're almost not the same thing, Or
Mm-hmm. And a katana is a sword. A claymore is a sword.
Claymore.
Claymore, that's
Yeah.
a good one.
Yeah.
I don't know that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Scimitar.
Huh?
Claymore is
Scimitar,
what
yeah.
you're talking about, Mike. That's the one that's like taller than the person wielding it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Or my favorite, the filcata. The
Describe.
Roman sword.
Ooh.
It's just a Roman sword. It's like short and.
It's a
fucking
stabby
crazy
one?
looking. No. It's a fucking cleaving one. Looks like a big ass cleaver. And then I saw a video. There's a guy who has an Instagram account. He just is the study of katanas and them. And his honestly, his fucking channel is amazing. His thing is amazing because he's like goes deep on that shit. He's like, here's how you make those one little guard piece that the fucking hilt, Anyway, so he talks about the different ones, and he's like, he shows 3 or 4 different sizes, and he's like, these are not all katanas. He said these are all katanas, but this is called a wakizashi and a blah 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 and a blah 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 whatever. Yeah, it's crazy. So they have a katana that's like the claymore. It's like, it's like fucking 7 feet long or whatever, and it's like, you're holding it, and there's this much space between where you're holding it at. And it's like fucking crazy, dude.
Yep.
Dude, people in the old days were fucking nuts. They're absolutely insane.
Peace was never an option, James.
So it looks like we can watch the Olympics on the NBC Sports app or NBCOlympics.com. But you need to be
All right, we'll have to
access
see,
to those
man.
platforms. You need to be a paid subscriber to an NBC partner
Cable.
satellite cable or streaming service.
Yeah.
Which I am.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Well, Mike, start up your 24/7
go.
Discord stream.
Yeah,
And we'll
pipe it
tune
into
in.
the...
Run my own
Yeah,
pirates,
Exactly.
whatever.
Well, it's not piracy; it's sharing.
Yeah. It's not.
You're not keeping anything.
Okay, fair enough. True. I'm not recording. I'm
Right.
rebroadcasting. No.
Yeah. I mean, you are. We can leave this debate for another time. How was your week?
Oh, you mean we're gonna do the podcast now?
My week was okay.
Can.
Pretty uneventful. Just been here at home mostly. This weekend, been doing some work from home, doing little migration projects. I've been working on that. Luckily, can all be done remotely. So, working on that. Yeah, not much else to tell. I've been hiding in the apartment, man. Yeah, from the heat.
You've been hiding in your apartment from.
Like, I only
okay.
left the building once this week on Wednesday, and it was like 11 p.m. Yeah, I was like,
Okay.
I was like, because I still look at 9 p.m. It's like, oh, it's still 87 degrees out. Like, feels like 92. Like, no, thank you. You know, like, I'm good.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Mike, it's a humid heat, so you're fine.
Dude, I went to take trash out in the garage, and it was stifling.
Yeah.
I thought my face was gonna slide off the bones. It was fucking so hot. I was like, this is crazy. I was like, how is a garage in shade on the third floor of the garage this hot and this humid? I can't even imagine what it means to like.
People are like,
go
it's
for
nice
a walk.
outside. I'm like,
Fuck
out
outta
of your
here.
fucking mind?
Yeah.
I have a theory that these same people
Sadists.
are also normal, physically fit
Evan,
humans.
I can't ever remember a time when I enjoyed being hot. And I used to be, at least as a child, I was in quote-unquote shape.
Well, you never let yourself be exposed to it, Mike. You never let the possibility of enjoying the radiation.
I know this is hard to believe, but I actually used to
yourself.
spend a lot of time outside as a child.
Uh-huh.
You know, riding bikes.
Okay.
You know, doing stuff, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So
As did I.
there you go.
Right. Only between the temperatures of 68 and 73
man,
degrees
it's middle of
Fahrenheit, I'm
summer.
assuming. Okay. So you had it once, but you lost it.
I'm saying I don't
At some
think
point
I
in
enjoyed
time.
it then.
So it was you were outside riding your bike as a
Yes.
punishment.
From myself to myself.
Okay. I mean,
Well,
I gotta take your word
yeah,
for it.
I don't remember enjoying it. You know, the heat. I'll just say that. You know, I could tolerate it, I guess, but
And you think it's gonna be like nice and cool at the beach?
oh no, I'll be hiding inside too. Don't worry.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's what the AC's
Yeah.
for.
Hello. Hi. We met. I'm Michael. I'm gonna be inside 90% of the time.
Okay. All right. I was just, you could go to like a place that's not traditionally outdoors.
Well, you know,
but I'm
Well,
not
you know,
judging
hey.
you. I'm done
it's like
judging
we
you.
went to
Mike.
Jamaica. It's like time to complain. It's hot. There's bugs.
Mhm.
It's like, well, we are at the
Right.
beach in Jamaica. I'm like, well, yeah. I mean,
They're, yeah,
you know,
fair enough.
yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's about it from me. James?
Jeez. Let's see. What did I do this week? Played more 7 Days to Die like I did last week. I think we're done with. I just purchased New World to get in the open beta of that. I should start on the 20th, so 2 days. Kind of excited about that. That's the new MMO built on the Lumberyard engine, hosted or sold from Amazon Studios, their first major game.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be... No one's banding WoW killer, but I just want to get in on it just because I want to be on the ground floor of an MMO, and this one seems like a really cool one. Like everything I've learned. Basically, they're going to be copying all the best things about WoW, and then add people really want player housing and all that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
So it was $50. There's no subscription fee, so
It's not
I was
bad.
like, why not? So I've on that. That's probably what I'll be diving into starting the 20th. What else?
I like how you said you want to get in on the ground floor, but you were first like, I want to be in the bottom part of the community. So I want to be really bad at the game, but
Oh, I'm bad at the game, for sure. Without a doubt. I'm going to be bad at it, and I'm going to get bored with it in a matter of weeks. So, while some people are going to be there for the rest of their lives, I will be done with it in a matter of, a month and a half tops. I want to say that my playing it is not going to be contingent on my friends' ability, but I have a feeling I know my gaming friends are very unreliable, so I probably will end up quitting after a while once they all give up or give in. We'll see. If I meet people in the game and I can have a good time, then it might be different for me, but I'd like to keep playing it.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's like has some bad aspect to it or things I don't like about it, then I'll be out.
well, I hope the launch is a success.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. I mean, all the reports so far are very good, The beta and alpha went over super well. People really like the game it has to offer. So I'm thinking it's going to be a great success for some people.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hoping I can be one of those people. We'll see.
Good.
What else is going on? I messed with the servers some more, the ones we bought here, and I got really frustrated with them. With Michael on the phone earlier this week. I was trying to get something working for my class that I took. I had a class earlier this week, which is a fucking debacle, and I wanted to replicate it on the server, so I tried again to get everything installed, and I got really frustrated with them. I started Googling, and I found other people who had done exactly what we did and got it to work. So I'm probably going to tackle it again this week to try to figure out why I can't get it to fucking work.
Yeah, I saw the link you sent with our specific server hardware model.
Exactly. So, I mean, we went above and beyond with the fiber stuff, but otherwise, just the regular networking stuff that we have, it should be.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'll probably just remove everything. We have one system plugged in and try it again and just slowly start removing hardware. The problem seems to be this HBA, but we all tackled that early on, and it still didn't work. And I went in and disabled it in the BIOS HBA, still didn't work. So I don't know. I don't know if I need to go manually create the array and then disable it. I don't fucking know. I'm totally baffled about what to do about this. So I asked people online and a bunch of great results. So we'll see what happens.
Okay.
But
we'll get it figured out, James.
Yeah.
One of these years we'll have a working home lab.
Yeah, one of these years. I also bid on as a fucking cheat the Intel NUC thing. It's like a little fucking hyperconverged box thing. They're about $480 with insignificant with enough RAM or hard drive and no hard drive. So yeah, basically. So I bid on one. The problem with it is it has port. It just is missing a lot of things. It just doesn't have a lot of things. It will run Nutanix CE no problem, but it's just like if you want to go all out, that's not the thing for you. You know what I mean? So I found one that was on sale for $8, which is obviously a bidding. It was being bid.
Right.
I bid $280 on it. On the bid at $250, and then someone outbid me at $250, and I bid $350 on it, and said, okay, that's as far as I'll go. No, the top end of those they sell for $480.
Mm-hmm.
That's what retail's $480 or $450. So the far as I'll go is 3, whatever, and I'm just gonna focus on trying to get the equipment we have working. Worst case scenario, I'll take my old computer. I have enough hard drives around here. I'll build it up from scratch and try installing CE on that and see if that works, and then use that as a basis to doing the integrating the other machines. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Or I can turn the other machines into some big ass fucking NAS, and then use this shitty computer as whatever. I don't want to talk about it.
Figure something out. This is a sensitive subject. Work yourself up.
Yeah, exactly. My feelings are hurt now. I don't want to do it. But yeah, so anyway, that's all my week consisted of.
All right.
Okay, well, we can talk about it later in the Yum update. That's fine. So, cool. I guess that's it. I already said my piece. So. Yep. Great job, guys.
Good show.
Oh, it can't.
Oh, we have links. Does anyone want
Jesus
to talk
Christ.
about a news article or two?
Every show's the first show, guys. Every show's the first show. Yeah, this first one's me. So basically, the floods in Europe. I just found this really interesting because I haven't heard a lot about it. You hear about it on the side of everything going on, but there's like fucking. I think there was this week at a baseball game I just heard about last night, and I couldn't find anything on it, but I saw a bunch of videos, so I don't know if the news is out there, and I haven't found it. Maybe Michael will look for it now that I mentioned it. But yeah, there's that, and then the flooding. 120 people dead is fucking huge numbers. Like it's fucking American numbers there, like worse than our numbers have ever been. And I think the reason is because this is such an unprecedented thing in the. That's like saying, like, it's like earlier this year there was a hurricane or something, or tornado in Europe somewhere. It's so crazy. Like, people think, oh, global warming's not a thing, right? But this is totally global warming motivated. It's so hilarious to me because, like, in America, when this shit happens to us, we're just like, oh, okay, well, we're used to, like, fucking weird disasters and like fucking hurricanes and floods. Like, that's for certain parts of the country,
James,
Even in Maryland. Good.
Let me remind you that God works in mysterious ways.
Yeah, exactly. In Maryland, like, there's been flooding in Ellicott City below the waterline. It gets flooded out every now and again. So it's like, this stuff's commonplace. But in stuff's not normal, Like, they don't get floods and hurricanes and shit. It doesn't happen there.
Yeah, they're soft.
Huh? Yeah,
they're soft.
Made of the sturdy stuff we are. So yeah, it's crazy how many people died and how much shit is fucked. And if you can only imagine, like, if this continues to happen there, like this is the kind of stuff that's gonna make Europe like really take notice, because they're gonna get hit really, really hard by these global warming motivated disasters. So in an article about it on BBC News, definitely worth the read. They're just talk about the devastation, Angela Merkel's result, what she says about it, that kind of thing. How she's talking about I love her chancellor. Like, Jesus, Adolf, relax, But yeah, so she just talks about her, she's her global warming look, and how she says, this is really serious, yada yada, So it's just interesting to hear, like, their country's leader immediately go to global warming. When here, if that happens, even a Democrat won't really say anything about global warming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see her true leadership skills when we see whether or not she locks up her citizens in a dome of some kind and, like, ignores them, right?
Yeah.
That's the American model. Katrina, etc.
Yeah. Yeah, we love our
disasters.
Prisons, yeah. The Superdome. All right, so this here is about the Delta variant, which, I don't know, I think mentally, like, we're all checked out of COVID. We're like, yeah, COVID's over. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're like COVID, everything's cool, right? But the Delta variant is, like, running fucking absolutely amok. And people who are vaccinated can get it. It probably won't kill you, but it will you can get it and make you sick. probably still pass it on to other people. So mask mandates are probably
already
coming
back
back.
in L.A.
Probably going to come. Yeah, they're already back in L.A. They're probably going to come back with a whimper, and a lot of places are probably. A lot of people are going to be like, "Nope, I'm not doing it again." I leave the house. I carry my mask with me, so I have to start wearing it again because you can't. I'm not trying to get sick.
Yeah. I just have a box in my car.
Yeah, that's like a box of tissues with masks. That's probably a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
I have a couple quality masks that someone gave me. I keep those in my back pocket, so I normally keep one or two with me, just in case. But yeah, just keep that in mind, folks. The Delta variant is vicious. It's worse than the initial COVID shit. It spreads faster. It's more virulent, and it's all over the place. It's like running absolutely fucking amok through the U.S. And they say that when kids go back to school, only 25% of children under 12 are vaccinated. So, and then obviously there's a adults who are like, I'm not going to get vaccinated, So, we'll see what happens. I mean, I'll be honest with you, this doesn't sound fucked up. I hope that they all get sick and die.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have about 500,000 dead in a span of a week, and then let's let people to take it seriously.
Just clean house.
Or just let them fucking die. Let's be done with it. Let's move on. If you wanted to get vaccinated and want to protect yourself and others and not be a piece of shit your entire life, then great. If you don't want to get vaccinated, cool.
It's a scam, James. It's a scam.
So, get lucky on my account. I mean, that's fine. I don't have any kids. If it makes me sterile, that would suck. But the best case scenario is I'll find out I'm sterile next time I go to the doctor appointment. We'll say, we don't know what happened. And then a million other people will also find out they're sterile. And then people are like, maybe it was the vaccine. Then we'll all government and get paid. So that's fine. Whatever. I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm not going to have any kids anyway. But, yeah, I don't know, man. The magnets thing and all this stuff.
What's
People
the
are fucking
magnets thing?
stupid, dude. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
I guess not.
How do they
You
work?
don't know about the magnet? So,
COVID vaccines make
like,
people magnetic.
You didn't hear about this, Michael. People vaccine, and they'll take like a fucking. They take like a. This spoon has residue on it. They'll take like a spoon, and they'll stick it to their arm, and it will be stuck there. And they'll be like, "See, I'm magnetic now. There's some metal inside the injection." Okay, or they take a quarter
and just
take a quarter
at the injection
and
site
stick the quarter
or
to their
anywhere?
skin.
Okay, but
At the injection site, and they'd be like, "See, there's a big chunk of something magnetic there." Little do they know, quarters are not magnetic. Quarters have ferrous metal in them
listen to this
to
guy,
fucking be
ferrous
attracted to
metal.
magnetic.
I like that.
They're not magnetic.
I like that.
Well,
I
I took
that.
science class on Michael. I do remember
I'm not gonna
those
check
words.
nothing.
Michael says on check though. He's on check. He said this black bastard doesn't know what talking.
What does ferrous mean, James?
But it's
It is.
like iron.
Exactly.
Iron's a ferrous metal. So anyway, they stick this, but they
Right.
just have this greasy fucking quarter, and they stick it to their arm and say, "Oh, see, it's But obviously, if you injected somebody with nanometer size magnetic particles, everywhere. Number one, number two, they would be a big ass. They clumped up. There'd be a big knot. Not even to mention that you couldn't do that anyway. And the whole idea is that it's not that they're injecting something magnets in you. They're injecting chips. That's what they think. They're injecting some kind of nanotechnology chips that are magnetic.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so many problems with that. The fact that the technology just does not exist. People are fucking stupid.
Yeah.
People are fucking stupid. It's so crazy, like how people are desperate to believe in conspiracies. When conspiracies, real conspiracies are all
Name
around
one.
you. The Republican.
It's a conspiracy
True.
to do what?
Yeah, absolutely. Dude, the
To
voter
topple
ID,
the American government.
Uh huh.
I mean, all the voter ID laws. Did you hear
I know
about
they
this?
fired
guy?
a
You don't know
woman
about
in your
this.
fucking state for no reason
About this?
for doing her job, Evan.
I don't want to talk about that.
Oh yeah, it's like come move to Tennessee, come live in Tennessee. The guy in Tennessee voted.
Oh,
He
that.
waited
Yeah, I
6
heard about
hours
that. Yeah.
in 2020 to vote. He waited 6 hours to vote. He voted, and then these Republicans. This is in Texas, not Tennessee. These Republicans had their CPAC down there, and they waited until CPAC. They waited a year and a half for CPAC to find that, because he was the last person in the county to vote, that he had voted illegally because he was on probation from a fucking thing he did in 1993, and he's been out of jail for 50 years. Okay, he works 2 or 3 jobs. He waits 6 hours to vote, and it's illegal in Texas for you to vote if probation. His probation was over a month later. And so they snapped him and arrested him immediately and put him back in jail. Put him back in jail for violating his parole. Can you imagine? Okay, because they want to stop. They want to stop black people from voting. They're desperate to keep black people from voting. In these fucking pictures, right? These people show these fucking. They show this belt going through the South. It's like a little line going from, like, say, North Carolina through Georgia, through Tennessee, all the way through all these states, all the way into Texas, right? It's a line of these, kind of speckled, but it's a little. If you look at it, you can interpret it as a line. And so these Republicans get on there and say, "What is this line of this? All these. This is the poor. They're taking all this talk shit, right? They're like, they're Democrats up to no good. But you know what that is? Those are fucking. That's the Cotton Belt. Okay, you know what the Cotton Belt is? They're all plantations right there. All those slaves that got let go, what are they gonna go do? Fucking get on a carriage and fucking drive to the north? No, they said, we're free now, okay. And they set roots right there. So guess what? All fucking slaves, those black people are all Democrats, and they all live in that belt. Dude, the fucking shit that comes out of Republicans, the Republican base's fucking mouth is in fucking. They say the craziest things. Their whole part fucking sham, and I don't understand. Like, when I was a kid, Republicans were adversarial, but at least they believed in America, and they believed in the system, and they believed in the rule of law. But now I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened.
It's
Absolutely
switched
insane.
to the obstruction of democracy at any cost.
Yeah, stopping people. It's crazy. It's crazy. They pass these wonky laws to keep black people from voting, and they just talk about they're worried about conspiracy theories and voter fraud is rampant. No, it's not. It's rampant. You can go online there's a conservative think tank that has a whole thing, all the voter fraud, and the voter fraud is way less rampant than you think.
I read a whole article
on the
about
Heritage
that.
Foundation's website.
And this is a couple years ago now, probably, but they were somewhere in North Carolina, maybe the whole state of North Carolina. They're like, all right, we're gonna go after people who voted fraudulently, who should not have voted. And they literally, out of the millions of people that live in North Carolina, they prosecuted 9. And 9 times out of 10 for these people, they voted because they didn't know any better. It wasn't haha, I'm gonna, get one over. It was someone came to my house and said, hey, you should register to vote. So I did. But it was oh, I didn't know that, I'm not supposed to be voting because I'm a Korean immigrant or whatever who barely speaks English. Shit like that, They were oh, well, the person's here telling me I should register to vote, so I guess they know.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly.
Okay.
The two people who they caught like that, doing the black guy, and there's a woman from earlier a couple of years ago, at the end of 2020, who also, she got out of jail, was on parole, and then voted. Neither of them knew that it was illegal for them to vote on parole.
I went with my mom to renew
ridiculous.
her driver's license. This is a few years ago now. And when you're at the MVA, they ask you if you want to register. Are you registered to vote? Do you want to register to vote? And so, of course, they ask my mom that as well. And my mom has to tell them, no, I can't. And they're always confused. They're like, why not? She's like, I'm not an American citizen. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
She's not an American citizen.
Yeah, you're right.
Get her out of my country.
Yeah, I mean, she could be like, okay, yeah, register me to vote. And they'd register her, and that would be that. Right? There's no... What, are they going to catch it later?
Yeah.
I mean,
look. Yeah, the system needs to be fixed. And look, I don't mind some kind of voter ID, but make the cards mandatory and free. And easy to get.
Mm-hmm.
You could get them at any federal building or state.
Like they started requiring them in
building.
North Carolina, or I forget where it was. And then they started closing the DMV offices all over the place.
Yeah. Trust me, anywhere where black people are trying to vote Democrat, they're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. It's about black people. It's about anywhere where minorities are trying to vote, they're taking away voting centers. They're closing down voting centers. They're closing down places to get your fucking ID straightened out. They're closing down ways for you to do mail-in voting. They're trying to remove voting. They're trying to remove the places where you can drop your vote. Drop your ballots off in the box. These guys are horrible. So that's what I'm saying. There's conspiracies are in the open. They exist. You know, they are real. Just, you know, not the ones you think. Hillary Clinton is not trying to fuck little kids and eat their hearts.
You don't know that.
Every time people hear conspiracy, they're looking for something insane, not just the fact that it's a group of people conspiring to do something.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
Really got to zazz up those conspiracies next time.
Yeah,
you know, I'm sure this exists, and I should check it out. I need to check out a subreddit for conspiracies.
I would recommend.
I'm sure it exists.
Yeah,
it definitely does.
Exist. There's a
and
subreddit.
You will
for
be lost.
Fucking yeah.
I'll be like,
you'll be lost.
Did you guys fucking know that?
There's a subreddit for everything.
Like, dude, JFK's alive and he's eating babies. All right, it's true.
Dude, JFK Jr. is alive. He's gonna run. He's gonna win with Donald Trump. Donald Trump is gonna become president, vice president.
You don't mean that guy who's who has like Alzheimer's or something, do you?
No, I mean the Italian guy who went to the Trump people. Like, that's JFK Jr. We talked about him like a year and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot his name. It's a really goofy Italian name.
Oh.
He doesn't look anything like JFK Jr. He looks like
JFK
Jr.
actually,
if he was
I don't know his name. I'm trying to figure out what it is now. The guy who's against, is it Robert F. Kennedy?
It's not. No. It's not a known to this guy. It's not a known person. He's a random guy
right.
who either started the rumor on his own, or people, whatever, or he allowed the rumor to be continue to exist. So he knows about it. He's allowing it to continue, where people are saying he's John F. Kennedy Jr. I'm sure if we could find it, but people. I just saw a video that was filmed a couple days ago, where the guy was like, the lady. Her shirt said,
"That's
Trump Kennedy 2021," and he was like, "What's that shirt mean?" And she said, "Oh well, Trump is going to take Trump and JFK are going to become president and vice president in 2021." He's like, "Well, there's not an election this year." She's like, "Well, no, he's going to he's been running the country. He's going to be reinstated officially. It's just a matter of time." And I was like, "I'll bet you $100 JFK Jr. is not alive." She's like, "I'll take that bet." He's like, "Okay, that's great." It's like, this is fucking stupid, dude. People are dumb. Like, what a ridiculous thing to believe.
Yeah.
If you see this guy, Michael, you're like, there's no way.
So here's the thing. There's
no way.
So So this you're 100% right with everything you said, except the guy actually does exist, and his name is John Kennedy. He's a Republican senator from Louisiana.
No.
Different guy.
No. Different guy. This guy. I'm going to send
You sure?
you a link. Hold on.
Because I got here, Senator
yeah.
John Kennedy is latest to receive Trump endorsement.
No. Vincent Fusca. That's the guy's name. It's this guy. This is the guy I'm talking about. I'm going to send it to you right now. It's in... fuck, I don't know which chat to send you something to. We're in so many different chats now. Life's so fucking confusing.
Please do.
The Google chat. Google. There you go. Google.
Dude,
clown.
Google is... I mean, we've had this complaint about Google for a long time, that they're always bringing up new things, taking down things, changing things, doing this, doing that. And I gotta tell you, it's annoying.
Yep.
And it's confusing.
It is.
It is very confusing.
Yeah.
And it's accurate.
Yeah.
They do that.
Yeah. Yeah. This is from June. Yeah. This
Right.
is from June 2020.
So another person taking a picture with Vincent Fusca at the rally yesterday. QAnon believers thinks he's JFK Jr. I mean, he looks
look at
like
this
a
guy.
dirty... I don't even know what.
He looks like Jamie's dad if Jamie's dad never met his mom and just said fuck it.
Are
That's what he
you
looks
fucking kidding me? Okay.
Yeah.
No. So, I need you guys to scroll down to the second tweet, I guess, the Patriot
Yeah,
takes.
that's
There's a
your
guy
buddy?
in a red shirt.
Yeah.
Shut
That
up.
is my cousin. That is my cousin, Richard Potchner.
Let's go. Let's get Richard on the show, bro.
That's insane.
It looks like you.
Thank you.
Jesus.
I would say, no homo, that is my most attractive male cousin.
Is he a
I mean, I see that.
QAnon believer? Well,
So apparently,
Obviously.
I unfollowed him on Facebook just so I wouldn't see, whatever nonsense he was posting. But it was a lot of conspiracy shit. He would go to like vaccination tents and be like, "There's no one here. It's all a
You serious?
lie."
Oh god.
where does he live?
Yeah. I don't
Oh,
know.
okay.
He's in
I was
Maryland.
like, in America? Oh my God.
I like.
Tennessee, New York?
Yeah.
Okay, Maryland. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's on
Yeah,
your
it's fucking
dad's
crazy.
side, your mom's side? Your...
Mom's side.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, the post is one of the posts in Patriot Takes is asking who's the guy. So there you go. You can feel free to answer like.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Is he Patriot Takes? Maybe he's Patriot Takes.
I don't think he has that kind of influence / dedication. He's just some guy who posted
He was in the right place.
rants
at
on
the right time.
Facebook video, shit like that. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm looking for an old family photo. But please continue. This is definitely not JFK Jr.
Yeah, but anyway. This is the guy that people are saying is JFK Jr. And you can see this guy looks ridiculous. Like he looks utterly ridiculous. If someone thinks this guy is JFK Jr., I mean, it's great. It's crazy. It's crazy.
So I'm putting in the
Absolutely
show
insane.
notes at the bottom in the extra section. I put a link to Robert F. Kennedy Jr., that's who I first thought you guys were talking about, who is related to Robert F. Kennedy.
He's
It's
a
his
senator or
son.
something. Yeah.
And he is a anti-vax person.
I know who that is. I remember him. He was the guy who came out with like
Anti-mercury or
anti-vax,
whatever.
anti-measles vaccination, and he's like autism is
Yeah.
caused by vaccinations. Yeah, I remember him. He's
Yes.
a fucking nut job
And
on his
then-
own, right?
Also, I put a link to John Kennedy, who is unrelated to the Kennedys, as far as I know. But his name is John Kennedy, and he is a senator from Louisiana. Apparently, he was a Democrat, and he is now a Republican. So, that's interesting. Of note, I used to work with someone at work whose name was John F. Kennedy. Which I guess so.
Someone's parents were fans.
Okay. So Delta variant, we got to be careful. Way more. It's easier to spread it, right? Basically, than the regular variant. And isn't there another variant?
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
Yes, named after all kinds of Greek letters, but they're not
okay.
in this country yet. Like South America is like the
Sigma Tau one.
Beta variant. There's a gamma around somewhere. Japan has Omega, the Omega directive. I don't know, some shit.
Yes. No, I'm kidding. No, it's bad. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I don't understand every obsession with John F. Kennedy Jr. By the way, I really don't get the obsession. I don't understand it. He is like.
You mean with this guy who's clearly not him?
I don't get it.
Or...
I think. No. I mean, in general, like maybe you don't recognize this, but when I was a kid, and he did,
that's
it was
because the
a
Kennedys
massive
keep
deal,
dying,
right? It was huge. No one cares.
That's because you're heartless.
I don't care.
You're heartless.
Let me say, I don't care.
They were America's family.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like that whole thing, American royalty. Like
you weren't there, bro.
I don't understand that. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Like my mom. My mom is one of those people. She's like, I remember where I was when Kennedy was shot. You know, she's one of those people.
I remember now. I recognize feeling
Sure.
that way about a president being shot.
Mm-hmm.
In the life of the average American, that's probably the most pivotal moment ever. But when his son, who's flying a plane, and he flies a plane into a mountainside, that's, I think, a little bit different, right? Like, people die all the time, and celebrities die all the time. Like, it's a thing that happens. Aaliyah, the Big Bopper, fucking Ricky Valley, or whatever.
His name is
the
Richie
guy from
Valens.
Bamba. You know what, Michael?
I would love it.
Why don't you go to the 50s where you
your people know their place.
Say hi to the Big Bopper for me, too.
Yeah. You don't act up like you
With
do
these
now.
These whole movements and shit.
Yeah, but...
Like this, right?
That's right. Michael has his Black Lives Matter shirt on. He's blacker than me.
One of our friends the other day told me that this is a Marxist organization.
Yeah, people always say
I'm sure
that.
you do.
I'm sure I know who that friend is.
And now,
Yeah,
I
he
don't
said
know.
that to me
I'll be
before.
honest with you, and I'm sure he doesn't know either. I don't really know anything about Marxism other than it's Karl Marx, right? What is Marxism? I have no idea. I really have no idea.
It's like the birthplace of socialism, and also the father of communism.
Yeah.
Somebody say Khrushchev?
It's not communism. Marxism is not communism, and it is not socialism. It's a little bit different than both. Father of both. But that said, this organization is not Marxist. The lady who started it has Marxist systems. But if you believe that an organization whose main goal and motivation is to help find equality for black people is Marxist, then I don't know what's wrong with you. Okay? You're more closed-minded and stupider than I thought. Because and look, I hate doing this on this show because it always turns into a whole thing. A white person can't tell me how it means to be black in America, and black people can't tell you what it means to be white in America. I had a discussion with another black guy in our Discord who listens to our show last night on Discord. I asked him, I said, can you imagine what's it like to be white? Like, what is it? Like, what must it be like? And he was like, I don't know. And I was like, you two kids, I was like, did you have conversation with your kids about and behavior? He's like, of course you have. I was like, can you imagine? Like, what must it be to be a white person? Like, do white kids tell their kids to be careful about cops?
No.
And to like, is that even a thing? Like, dude, I was taught my entire life as a child, you know, because my mom was like, cops could kill you. You need to be careful around them. You need to just stay away from bad friends and the motivation wasn't like bad friends are in trouble. The motivation was like bad friends will get you in the kind of trouble that will drop to you, who will then kill you. You know, I was like, what must it be like to be a person who never thinks about that? Like, just to go through life not thinking about, oh, there's a police officer. Like, police are like, I'm hyper aware of police all the time. At 43 years old, I'm still always thinking about where the fuck are the cops? Where the fuck are the cops? Where the fuck are the cops? Can you, like, I can't even imagine living in a world and not thinking about that.
It's pretty nice. When I see a cop behind me, I'm like, this fucking asshole is annoying right now. I never
cop them like this.
Yeah, I never worry about them. I never had a talk with my parents about being wary of, the police. It was not in my life.
Yeah, so when one of my white friends, who I love dearly, tells me that this organization that's trying to fight for equality for black people, that America has failed again and again and again, tells me some fucking Republican cocksucker talking point that it's a fucking Marxist organization because one person who's in the leadership is a Marxist, they can go right up a fucking tree because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Your white ass can't tell me shit about the black experience in America. I hate to be crude about it, but to me it's so obvious. Like, I don't try to tell a woman. You know why they say you can't tell a woman not to have an abortion or to have an abortion? Because it's her fucking experience. It's her body. That's why you can't tell her. If you didn't want to have wear a fucking condom, you piece of shit, that's the time when you had control over it. So I feel the same way about this. Don't tell me shit about this. You fucking don't. This person we're talking gonna have to tell his kids any of this shit. His kids will go through life fucking having a great life. They don't have to think about cops. They don't even have that experience. They're not gonna have to think about, oh man, I gotta go to this interview and be super aware that how my language is, I'm not interpreted as urban. You know?
Gotta make sure your code switching is correct.
Yeah, you gotta make sure, oh yeah, you're coming off white enough, people think whatever. You know? I gotta make sure my posture's, I can't be like, I can't wear dreads. I can't get dreads. Dreads is too hood. Can't
Dreads
wear baggy
are
jeans.
too urban.
You know? Yeah, I mean, but that's America, right? And it's so if these guys try to tell me, oh, well, this is fucking Marxist movement, I was like, go fuck off, bro. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about, number one. Number two, you haven't done any fucking research. Number three, you're happy with this quote because status quo fucking works for you. You know? I'm lucky. It worked for me because I grew up in Maryland. I can't even imagine being like to grow up in fucking Tennessee or Kentucky or someplace like that, or somewhere in the South where like fucking black people are fucking like they're getting shit on left, right, and center, and they just grew up like that. They don't even know any. You know, they're like, this is normal. Dude,
Yeah.
every time I have friends who ask me all the time, not just Evan, they're like, oh, when are you gonna move? You should move to the South. I'm like, I'll never move to the fucking South. A million years, because I like my rights just how they are. Thank you.
That's fair
You
enough.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
I put a link in our Google chat for you guys. Something else I recently came across. I'm gonna read the second paragraph here. TikToker at Rafaday, I don't know how to pronounce that, captured a male MAGA Karen meltdown in two separate videos. The videos show a man named Richard Potchner, a self-proclaimed citizen journalist, pressing his face against the passenger side window of the car in which this TikToker was in. Yeah, that's my cousin, GG.
oh man, that's crazy.
It's not a good look.
I mean, you got a celebrity in the family?
Right?
Oh my God, Evan.
Yeah. I don't know where it went wrong. And, I'm trying not to judge too harshly, but what you're looking at here is a previous Maryland State wrestling champion.
What does this guy do? He works in IT?
He dominant.
Yeah.
My cousin? Last I knew, he was selling solar panels and solar batteries and stuff. Before that, he did landscaping.
When's the last time you used...
I mean, minus this, he's a well-rounded person.
And does he still live in Maryland?
Yes.
How do you end up in Maryland?
James, just go anywhere that isn't, Montgomery County or PG County or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, go outside of Montgomery
County.
County.
Northern Montgomery County?
You go to Western Maryland or something like that, or Southern Maryland. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Maryland changes once you get out of this little area we're in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it turns right into the fucking place south of the Mason-Dixon line it was born to be. I keep forgetting that Maryland is the South.
Well, Evan, when's the last time you saw this person?
3 to 4 years ago at a family Christmas get-together.
Wow. Well, you stay far away from that gentleman. Yep.
Honestly, I mean, I like him. Not this behavior, but overall, he's like one of my favorite cousins.
I don't know. If I saw someone doing this, man, I'd have to...
It just changes a few things, but, I still have the fantasy is in my head.
If you knew him outside of this, I mean, he's probably fine. That's the thing, right? A lot of these people are normal people. We have friends who are Trumpers, who we know, who are normal people, as long as you don't talk to them about politics or anything related to any news.
Right.
If you don't talk to them about news, they're normal.
Mm-hmm.
They like video games and fucking bitches and jerking off. They like all the stuff everybody else likes.
Right. Making money, food.
Making money, eating cool things, going out. They like all that stuff, so they're normal people. But just, you start talking to them about current events or politics, and you can forget about it. I saw a video. I've watched a few videos from people in America Americans who live overseas or who live overseas, and they'll do top 10 things you shouldn't do in Japan when you come here as a foreigner, or top 10 things you should know before you come to Japan, right? And it's all the obvious stuff, don't wear your shoes inside and save the bathwater, or whatever, random things, right?
Yeah.
So I saw a video from this American guy, filmed in 2017, and he was it was things you should do, things you need to know about being a foreigner in America. Okay, thank you. So this thing fucking reminded me about a reminder for me. So anyway, and it was being did to by a foreign guy, a Japanese guy, and he was like, okay, I want to go to, I'm really excited. Let me watch this video to see what I need to do. So he's watching this video. The guy's like, great guy. He's a cool guy. I started subscribing to his channel because he's a travel bug. He's got a travel bug. So anyway, he fucking goes. He goes to this list of things, and he's like, always make sure because tipping. And the guy's like, oh my god, tipping. Oh. Mm-hmm. He said, well, why don't you pay your staff enough? That's what he says. That's what the foreign guy says. Pay your staff. But he's like, okay, whatever. Let's keep watching. So the last one, he's like, the last and most important one is never engage Americans on talks of politics or gun control. And I was just like,
true.
What's wrong with this country, dude? That this has to be a warning to foreigners. Just don't talk about it. He's like, just avoid these topics. But he's right? If you're from another country, you just don't talk to America.
Yeah.
The country's totally divided. Everyone has a ton of opinions, and none of them are going to agree with your European-ass opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Anyway. Good stuff.
All right. Well, back to more conspiracies here. Google.
Yes.
How could you? So, got an article here from
I do what
9
I
to
want.
5 Google. Google Meet now enforces group call length limit for free Gmail users. So Google's been moving everyone over from Google Hangouts to Google Meet. But they actually had both services up for a
Bastards.
while. And so Meet, though, became available to everyone last April 2020. And when they did that, they said they're not going to enforce their 60-minute time limit on group calls. So calls with more than 2 people. So now it says the deadline for group calls, so they changed it, then they extended it. It was going to be September 30th, then March 31st of this year, and then finally they extended it again to June 30th. So apparently now, if you're going to have a call with more than 2 people, it's limited to an hour long. What?
Mm-hmm.
What? So we ran into that problem today when we were getting ready to do the show. Like, hold up. What's this?
That's how they get you.
So, and I mean, okay, it's free, quote unquote, so, although I guess we're the product, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
But, yeah, it's a service we're using for free, so,
I mean, we seem
I
to have
guess so.
found a solution.
Yeah, we don't have to use...
But I wish we didn't
don't
have to.
use Google Hangouts. We can use other solutions. I suggested Skype, which got a nice laugh from everyone.
It's like I was met with anger and disrespect.
Anger,
but-
confusion, and disrespect, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're actually using Discord now.
Mm-hmm. Just for our personal
Yeah.
interaction video.
So, yeah, that's fine. That'll work. But, yeah, good to know. If you're not paying for Google, then you're not going to be able to do a group call longer than an hour. Bottom line.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of alternatives to things, I recommended a laptop for one of my uncles, and he called me to set it up because he, like most family members, does not use computers often,
Okay.
like to know how to set stuff up. So it has new laptops and probably desktops come with Windows 10 in S mode, which is like, locked down. You can install things from the Microsoft Store only. So I was like, okay, well, let's see if you can get on TeamViewer. He's like, I put in my Comcast email address, but it's not a Microsoft account. So I was like, we ended up using Jitsi, which is all web-based. James, you scoff. Jitsi is a fantastic product. Just doesn't have the market share. It's exactly what I won't say exactly. It's web-based TeamViewer. Plus, it's even more than that. So it's like a call. You can have audio, you can have video, you can share your screen, you can have meetings. So I guess it's like free web-based Zoom.
Okay.
And you can host it yourself if you choose to. It's all open source. Yep. JITSI. I recommend you look it up.
Why don't we use that then? Let's make our lives 10 times more complicated. Set up our own Jitsi server. I mean,
Are you being sarcastic?
I'm half being sarcastic and half being like, let's get it downloaded and running on this Mac right now.
Mike, I'll allow that. And actually, to compare it to something else other than Zoom, it's almost exactly like Hangouts or Meet. That's exactly what it is. Click on a link. You're to protect if you want to screen, have video. I think you can even share YouTube links And I think there is a recording function as well. All free and open source.
Now that you say all this,
FOSS
this actually
software.
does sound familiar. I think you told us about this before.
Yeah.
Or at least you told me before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a little pet project of mine.
Evan's doing all the coding in Swift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mike,
I've got decades of experience in Swift. Don't you know?
Like, you need 10 years experience in Swift. It's only existed for 3 years.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Mm-hmm.
Silly hiring managers.
All right. Well.
Yeah. Let's talk about the
That's
American
right.
pastime.
The
Why
American
don't
pastime. Baseball and handguns. Yeah, click-clack, exactly.
Black.
So, according to this article, baseball fans scramble after a shooting outside the Washington National Stadium. Yeah.
So this was in D.C. When was
Mike,
this?
you didn't start
True.
this with in local news. That's your thing.
Yeah, this is
This
yesterday.
was yesterday,
Saturday.
bro.
Saturday night.
Oh my god.
The sound of gunfire filled the stadium. Apparently, it was right outside the gates of the stadium. It says two people were
Jesus.
shot outside the
Stop
ballpark.
the game. This before the
During.
game after.
It says it was suspended.
The third option.
Play is expected to resume on Sunday.
Damn, it was that hardcore suspended. So it must have had something to do with people inside.
Well, I guess they didn't know.
If they're suspended
we
the
don't know where
game.
it's coming from. So they're just like, gaga, time out, time out.
Jesus.
Well, they thought it was a terrorist threat instead of a disagreement. This is a minor scuffle.
I mean, in DC people always.
And
get
I don't know
shot
if you
at,
know
so-
this. The stadium's not exactly
that's
in a
what I
good
always
part of
wondered. Like,
town. I mean, I guess it's becoming better
No, it's
because
not.
the stadium's there, and so they started building, luxury apartments and stuff all around there now. But it's still, but it's
gentrification.
But there's
Black
still,
people to PG County.
you go around there and you'll still see people hanging around that look a little dark. No, I'm kidding. Little
I knew it.
little homeless, little scruffy, little whatever, So
Yeah.
Although I see them in downtown Silver Spring too, so it's whatever. Over by the metro,
Mm-hmm.
So so fun times. Yeah, this was just yesterday in DC. So how about that? And James is the one who heard about it. I didn't even hear about this at all. So.
I just saw a video of it. I didn't know. I just saw something like on Instagram, and I was like, "Where is this?" I didn't know it was in DC, but that makes sense why in DC. Why I saw it on Instagram now, and because I don't news, so I wouldn't have heard about it if it happened late last night.
Apparently, they're gonna have. They already have another game between those two teams scheduled for today, so they're gonna play that game, and then resume the game from yesterday afterwards. I guess so.
A double header, if you will. All right. Well,
bet.
thank you for that
You bet.
coverage.
Last but not least, in local
Joey.
news, but in Tennessee, Michelle Fiscus. Okay,
Okay.
she was
Relieved of duty.
right. She was so she worked for the Tennessee Department of Health. She's a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember if she was like the deputy health commissioner or something like that. But basically, she sent a letter out to doctors and other people, just an internal letter kind of thing, not like for the whole public to see. That said, "Hey, just so you guys know,
Mm-hmm.
as a FYI, as a reminder, teenagers." So I don't know what age exactly, like if it's 12, 14, whatever. They are allowed to get medical care, including vaccinations, without needing parental consent. You know, according to some law or case law or something that happened like 30 years ago in Tennessee.
Sure.
And supposedly because of that, she was then fired.
Is it illegal?
For
Is what
spitting
illegal?
facts.
She did not make that up
or something. Why
It is
fired?
not
I don't
illegal.
understand.
Now, according to this article, they're saying the chief medical officer said that Dr. Fiscus deserved to be fired because of failure to maintain good working relationships with members of her team, her lack of effective leadership, her lack of appropriate management, and unwillingness to consult with superiors and other internal stakeholders on vaccine preventable diseases and immunization program projects. Okay. And then so that's what that guy said. He's like, well, this is why we fired her. But then Dr. Fiscus, her husband, he released some documents showing her performance reviews for the last 3 years, where all they'll say her work is, her work's outstanding.
Stellar, no doubt.
So, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it really comes down to the consulting with superiors / coworkers, and they said, "This is don't say that." She was like, "No,
Or
I
she
can say
didn't
this."
even consult with them. I don't know. You know, just sent it out.
I mean, you would something is the law. She'd have to consult with them, right?
James, we don't want citizens thinking that they have rights just because it's legal.
Yeah, I guess not. You're right.
You got to control them.
In Evan's beloved Tennessee.
Simple as that. Look, man, I mean, overall, this place is not bad. I'm not saying it's perfect. All I am saying is that in Tennessee, a physician was wrongfully terminated. Hopefully they get their position back. In Maryland, you know, there's gang fights at baseball games.
Technically, it's in D.C., but
Which is better?
yes.
Look.
I was going to
You
say,
hear
aren't guns
facts.
illegal in D.C.? Oh, no, they're not. They're not. Never mind.
I mean, I doubt that those guns were fucking, you know, two self-defense advocates.
Oh, with their
going at it.
non-existent concealed carry permits in D.C.? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's probably two guys shooting a hype to each other.
Hell yeah, the finest firearm known to a
I
man.
was listening to a book yesterday. The guy had a Raven Arms 25. I was like, ha! It's like, I know what that is. It's one of those. It's a tiny gun. Those
good
are
or
like
bad?
Little cheap tiny guns that they sold in the, I think 70s and 80s mainly. And if someone says a Saturday night special, that's usually what they're referring to. It's like just a little cheap gun.
Is that like the ones women used to keep in their purses?
No,
Or
these
like
are
a
like
tiny
little automatics that are. They're just cheap, and I guess they're easy to conceal. So there was like a time when those were like everywhere, and being used in robberies and stuff like all the time. You know. Yeah, actually want to get my hands on one, but you know they don't really make them anymore, obviously. So I guess you'd have to get one on the used market. And it's not very powerful, right? It's a 25. It's like, what the hell is that? You know? Yeah, exactly.
A what?
So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it gets the job done. You know, it's just also probably not a super popular round. So. Well,
Right.
maybe that's what you need now, because everywhere you go, 9mm sold out. You know?
I'll take your
Yeah.
word for it.
Okay. Well, that's it for Tennessee and Raven Arms.
Thank you.
I'll put a Raven
Great,
Arms link in
spectacular
the extra
combination.
section.
That would be excellent. Next story here. No one is safe. Tell us why.
Well, in local news.
God damn
So
it.
actually, I was watching CNN, or I don't know what channel. I think it was CNN, and they were talking about the Kaseya ransomware. That's the one that's been catching everyone. It got a mall in Sweden, or no, not a mall, but a bunch of grocery stores in Sweden. Like a whole chain of grocery stores had to shut down or something in Sweden. It got this, it got that, and now it's struck a small town in Maryland. Leonardtown, Maryland, was struck
Ooh.
with this, and they were being held ransom for $45,000 per machine.
Huh. I don't think Leonardtown has that kind of money.
Yeah, I don't think so
Yeah.
either.
Well,
Per
luckily
machine?
they were.
Jesus.
So they have a IT provider, and the provider keeps backups of everything, of course. So they're able to restore everything from backup. It's just the problem is they said that the IT provider.
Good.
So not only do they do the town, but they do a bunch of businesses, and all the businesses were hit too. So they're having to restore everyone's shit, at the same time. So it's taking a long time.
Kind of sounds like an inside job or kind of scam that we should be getting in on, Mike. So are we an IT services provider that happens to provide backups in case of nefarious software that we definitely totally don't
Demon.
distribute ourselves?
James knows what's up.
Okay.
Daniel Suarez, Demon and Freedom TM. The Demon takes over, like a company, like it infects a company, and then it's like, yeah, I'm here, bitches. You guys don't have admin rights anymore. Sorry. And they're like, we checked our backups. They're all trashed. Our backups are done. And then the Demon's like, yeah, I got all your shit backed up off-site. It's all good, dog. Just don't fuck with me.
It's all good. No need to worry. Just hear me out.
So it says here, actually the name of the ransomware is actually called R Evil, the letter REVIL. It says it's against a software company called Kaseya. Okay.
Yeah, Kaseya is some kind of package, right? Some kind of
I think it's a company that makes stuff like
Am I
that.
making that up?
And it says, and so actually this article says that the towns of Leonardtown and North Beach, which are both located along the Chesapeake Bay, were hit. So yeah, it was funny watching this national thing on CNN talking about all this stuff, and they're like, right here in small town Maryland was whatever. I was like, huh. I was like, how about that? So very interesting. But like I said, they're getting them back up and running, so all good in the hood.
Good.
This ransomware,
Excellent.
man, it's getting people all over the place. I mean, you know that.
Yeah. We should all have
I thought you
thorough
were gonna say
backups
we should
of
all
our own
have
stuff just
stock in
case.
these ransomware companies. Huh? If that were a thing, ho ho!
Yeah.
Making that money.
Right?
Yeah, that's just like the that pipeline. Remember that pipeline that shut down? Like a month ago or 2 months ago? That was a ransomware thing. There were gas shortages all over.
Oh, yeah. The people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those
So.
dummies.
Oh boy.
True. Nothing in entertainment, although I have that TV streaming service I mentioned earlier, I do have the device in my Amazon cart, so I will put a link to that in here, just in case anyone wants to.
it's just a
It
generic.
worked quite well.
Is it generic Android-based whatever?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay, but yeah, I'm curious to see what it is. But $50, $100. Whew.
$140. Wi-Fi, 5G, gigabit LAN, Android, whatever, probably 9 or 10. I don't know. Oh, it says Android 7. I'm sure that cannot be correct because this is a modern unit.
Android 10's
It's
out.
probably Android 9.
My phone has Android 10 and it's outdated.
Yes.
So I think Android 11 is a new one. But yeah. Okay, cool. Well, we'll check that out. Thank you, Evan. And I guess when you figure out what the service is, you'll let us know. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Cool.
I'm pretty sure if you have an IP torrents account, you log in and there's like a link to IPTV up top, and you probably click on that, and it tells you everything you need to know.
Okay.
I believe. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Should we talk about some video games?
When I was talking to you after you got back from your trip, or maybe you were at your trip. I think actually I was talking to you, and you said you played some games that were not Quake, and I almost fell on the floor when I heard that.
Yeah. So I played 3 games that were not Quake. One was Rise of Nations, which is a real-time strategy.
What game would I know that's like that? Okay, yeah. Age of Empires,
StarCraft?
whatever.
Command and Conquer, I know very little about this genre, truly. It looked interesting on someone else's screen, and they gave me a full install ISO, so I didn't have to buy anything. And I started the game like a sort of a tutorial on easy, but it doesn't really tell you anything important. It takes you through the menus, like this is how you create a citizen. And then it goes on to the next thing. I'm like, okay. So I made a person, and he fucking wandered off into the trees to do whatever.
Right.
Now what? It's like, you got to click on him to tell him what to do. It's like, oh, well, where'd he go? I don't know. I'll make another one. So I made another person, told them to go farm or something. Like, now what? Well, now you build. You got to click on your city to do all this shit and level it up, and then build like a university and a senate and an army. And I was like, well, how am I supposed to do that? Because no one told me. You just create a bunch of people and tell them to do shit. Which was, I guess, the part that was lost on me about all RTS games. Because you kind of see experienced people doing this. So you're like, okay, so there's a bunch of people around. I don't know how they got there, and they're like attacking some other base for whatever reason. I don't know why or how any of this is happening. So my first game, I spent 45 minutes being frustrated, figuring out how to like build a market and shit like that, and then I was like, let me start over, because I kept getting attacked, and as long as I wasn't getting attacked, I was fine. So my second round, I was like, let me build up this military barrack shit. And it's so much easier when you surround your city with archers. You can get a lot done.
Oh, that's you're reminding me of when I attempted to play a game with James once. What game was it, James? Apex? Apex Legends?
I don't know.
He's like, run.
Oh,
I'm like,
Legends,
how do I run?
Yeah.
I'm like, what? He's like, open the door.
It's
how?
so weird, the little features that you think is like would be obvious. Yeah. Yeah, like opening the door. Like to me, you tell a gamer to commit some kind of action in the game. You think it's either the F key or the E key. It's always something around WASD. Well, yeah, but you don't. How many often do you play games that ask you to do anything other than pull a trigger?
Almost never. There's now. What you're saying is probably true, because in the one of the other games I played, Valheim, James, there was like things to interact with.
Yeah.
In Quake, there's no interact. Like, the doors open by themselves, or you shoot something on a wall to open it. There are certain items that you have to use. So there's sort of an interact, but that's like two things. You know, it's not a major... what am I looking for? It's not a major feature of the game.
Okay.
Yeah, so I played Rise of Nations. I played 2 games.
Okay.
It's okay.
What did you think of Valheim?
Again, I joined we had a guy set up a LAN server. So we had like 7 or 8 people working together. That was fun. And they had all played before. And I was walking around and was like, oh, you know what? This game's pretty... It looks pretty good. We got some clouds. We got some woods. And I'm sitting there in like boots and a loincloth because I don't know how to customize my character or anything. And I'm hitting rocks. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? And they turn around. They all have like a cabin built. I'm like, what are you guys doing? What am I supposed to do?
You just standing around?
Yeah.
So I go punch trees. And I'm like, okay, I can break wood. I can collect wood. And they're like, okay, get your crafting hammer out. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And then we go hunt the first boss, the giant deer, which someone, of course, knows how to summon. And everyone, probably about 15 minutes prior to this, everyone was talking about bows and like flint head arrows. So I'm like, okay, I need to go find flint or something. That shit's impossible to find wherever I was. Kept getting attacked by pigs and these little goblins spitting on me. It's fine. You know, you hit them with the... I finally got a stone axe, and that shit is effective. I'm going to tell you that. Counterintuitive, a stone axe does not let you hit rocks. It just is better at hitting trees and goblins. So, a guy makes me a bow, and I'm like, so how do I... What do I do with this? And he's like, use your arrows. I'm like, I don't have any flint. He's like, oh, no, you can craft wood arrows. They're cheap. So after, 40 minutes-ish of wondering what the hell I'm supposed to do with this bow, I'm like, oh, you could have just said, here's how you make a wood arrow, and that'd be good. But no one tells you this stuff.
Yeah, I think people expect people to understand these things, and if you've never played one of these games, you'll be like totally lost.
Also,
I mean,
I kept harvesting more materials to like craft a new like wood bat or an axe or something. It took hours for me to figure out, because again, no one said anything at first, that inside of our cabin is like a crafting table where you can just repair stuff for free.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, my axes and shit were blinking red. I'm like, oh, this is trash now. I threw it on the ground. Made another one.
Yeah.
Had to go find fucking rocks and shit.
Oh man, that's cool, dude. Yeah, you can. Valheim is a fun game. It has a repair bench. Anywhere where there's your land, you have a repair land, and you can go repair stuff. And yeah,
it quickly. It was fun for a couple of hours, and one of the guys was like running, non-sanctioned mods, or some might call it cheating or something. So we had like a giant Viking boat, and we went and like hunted the Kraken and shit like that, and that was kind of cool. But then it just turned into like a wood chopping simulator again, because you got to build stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think I liked Valheim when I played it. We played it for about a month, I think. I had a server running here, and everyone played it. And it's cool, but the only problem with it is, at least I think, that the balance between go build stuff and go do stuff is a little skewed too much in the build stuff category.
Mm-hmm.
If you like that, then you're going to have a great time. But if you want to go and explore and do stuff, you might not have so much fun. It will work if you game, and B, you have people who want to do all the build stuff, grind. We have Randy, one of the show who plays with us, and this guy's a grinding machine to do any task that involves him vegging out. So he played with us, and he'd just come back with like 10k wood. He's like, here you go. Here you go. Here's 10k stone. Here you go. You know, you'd be like, oh, cool. Well, I'm just gonna go work on the project I want to work on then, because I know grinding. You know, he's out there just doing his grinding like crazy. So anytime we that involves doing things, Randy comes with us. You know, and because he loves to play that, he loves to do that shit. He loves to grind. He's playing with us right now, and he just goes off by himself, comes back with like a load of fucking food and wood and stone, and like, Randy, you got wood? Yeah. Oh, here's 4,000 wood. Like, Jesus, you know. Skill switch made him his little motorcycle around, like, man. You know, he goes and hits trees straight. Like, where you been, man? I'm hitting trees.
Hitting
like,
trees.
Okay. But yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Fortunately, we had a builder, so harvesting is easy enough.
Yeah.
And then I kept getting attacked. We went on little adventures to find, copper and shit like that. And then on 3 separate occasions, I get attacked by this giant blue ogre.
Oh, dude.
Man, that guy is
horrible.
persistent.
Yeah, they're horrible.
It would not let me go.
In that game, the ogres, the shit will... If you have anywhere where you have a base, whether you're there or not, they'll attack it.
Yeah.
So...
The tiny ones are fine, but this guy was, undefeatable.
Yeah, the ogre will fuck you. It'll fuck
So what
you
do you
up. Do? We were pretty high level when we stopped it. He
You
just has a
keep
fucking...
hitting it with a bunch of people.
Yeah. He has a fucking tree limb or something. He starts fucking around, destroying your base, fucking you up, throwing you across the room and shit. He's just a big-ass monster.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I think he two or three hits you. It's a fun game, though. I mean, done a lot of patches and updates to it, so, I want at some point, but it's a fun game. It's enjoyable. There's one, if you like the RTS, like Valheim, there's one that I just bought recently that I played it and uninstalled. I played it, got bored with it, and uninstalled it, but it's an RTS. It's Valheim, but instead of the chopping wood thing, it's an art where you have build up your Viking base, and then you train berserkers and this, that, and the other thing in a barracks, and then you go out and conquer the map or whatever. Cool game.
I don't think I'll take you up on that. And I'm actually interested in playing more Rise of Nations, but on a really, really casual level. Like, I never intend to play another person. I'm going to stick to easy to medium, me versus the computer. Just seeing how, I just on the end of my second game, I was getting demolished right after I figured out how to build a second city. So that's where I'm at now. So I got to expand on the second city business, and then I'll bump it up to medium difficulty.
I'm with you, man. When it comes to me, I like the idea of playing against people, but I don't ever want to do it, because when you play against people, I like to play these games as though they're like real world simulations. So like a game where you have a military or something, like raise your military. I'm like, my fucking my artillery battalion. This is my blah blah blah. I build all these little segments of like military forces, and I move them around them strategically and shit. And that's my whole shit. Like, I love doing that shit. Playing with a regular player, and Michael can tell you this because we brought, you were there the year we bought we brought computers and set up a LAN at the beach, and we played Command and Conquer with all these laptops, and we played Command and Conquer against Jamie, and all Jamie did was, as soon as he built his barracks, and then he got to whatever the next level of the tech tree was, building rocket guys, and he just didn't build anything else but rocket guys. And then he would just send a stream of rocket, like 300 rocket guys to your base. You're still in your infancy trying to like work your way through the tech tree, and you're building tanks and shit. He just sends a bunch of rocket guys there. They rocket spam your base and destroy your base, and the game's over in fucking 2 minutes. Like if it was a real life game, if it was real life, you'd never do that, right? But of course, you're playing with like, and they're just like, gamers always finding, oh yeah, this is easy, I'll just do this, and that's why I hate playing with people. So I can take my time playing with the AI, exploring the map, playing every component, like, what does this do? What does that do? How can I use this with that? Da-da-da-da. Like, that's how you have a good time, having all these little cities over, that stuff's cool. I enjoy that. That's why my part about RTSs.
Well, maybe we can play some at the beach individually next to each other.
Yeah.
Against the computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Valheim's a great way for 5+ friends to kill a day.
So you did
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Valheim. You did Rise of Nations.
Yep. Rise of Nations. Yep. Played a lot of Quake 3. That's always good. These are old Quake pals, so everyone was familiar. Also played a little tiny bit of Battlefield 4 because that's what everyone else had. And I found a G2A global key for like $1.30. So I was like, fuck
Isn't
it.
it free?
No.
Oh.
It's like $20 on Origin. I think it's Origin. If you just buy it through them, but I was like, I'm not spending $20 on Battlefield because I don't like Battlefield.
So how was that when you played that?
I mean, it's okay. Full, 30 versus 30 servers online. Just everyone blends into the background/ground. I hate guns with recoil. I don't like reloading. Shit like that. So I was like, yeah. I mean, that was by far the least fun video game that I played. But, it's fine with friends, I guess.
How are you finding being I'll say an old school gamer because I have not played a game where the guns do not have recoil. I've never played a game like that except for Unreal, Quake, but they don't make games like that anymore. What do you
Not really.
Do you expect that genre to come back? And I'm not being sarcastic, I'm being serious. Do you think people will say, "Oh, well, we're going to make a game where you have a railgun with no recoil," or something like that?
So there will be another Quake game. I don't expect it to take off because people are basically just mentally checked out of arena shooters. That's not saying it will definitely be an arena shooter because it's not released. Who knows what the fuck they're gonna do? And it's just personal preference. I am fine not playing a game because of recoil. I'm like, this game has, 1, 2, or 3 aspects that I know I don't like. I'm just not going to play it.
Do you think
I'm
the
okay
new
with
Quake
that.
will look like Doom?
Isn't there already?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Oh well, there's Quake Champions, which is the current competitive scene officially from id Software / Bethesda / ZeniMax,
isn't
whoever the
that-
fuck owns them now.
So
Slash
they
Microsoft.
It's Microsoft, yeah. And I think it's visually a beautiful game, but no one plays it. There's some certain bugs that they are working out, but it's been out
So that's the one
since
they
like
had the beta
2016 or
this
2017.
and that. So
Yeah.
I mean, people like the Gulag in fucking COD. I can imagine arena shooting should come back. Gulag is a tiny ass arena, basically.
Also, since you mentioned Call of Duty Warzone, they do have a mode that's called like Gunfight or something,
Yeah.
and that's actually kind of like an arena shooter. You can have
Yeah.
2 versus 2 or 4s, whatever. And actually, there's certain attachments I know that basically bring your recoil down to nothing. I still don't like reloading, but I could probably deal with it. I don't want to install a 150 gigabyte game though.
Yeah, that's especially if you're only playing if you like one mode. That would be stupid. I wouldn't do that either. I mean, I refuse to play COD or Battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely refuse to play. Battlefield 2042 is coming out, and
It's out?
I'm just honestly livid with the whole thing.
I was just looking
absolutely
at Steam.
livid.
It's here.
No, it's
They're all
not
the
out
same.
yet. 2042.
I just
It's
saw
not
it
out
on the
yet.
list here.
It's coming out. It
Okay, maybe
pre-order.
it's on
It's not out
pre-order.
yet. But yeah. I mean, they're all the same. They're all the same game.
2042.
Exactly, Evan.
Oh,
They're all
yeah,
the
it
same
comes out in
game.
October. Okay.
Yeah, they're just busy reskinning, but it's all the same game changed. And this one is honestly, to me, a spit in my face. Because I'm a fan of 2142, which was my favorite Battlefield. It was a different Battlefield. It was a futuristic one. Like, the last version, it was when Battlefield was like Squad. It was a version of Battlefield games where it was like Squad, where you had a squad of people. Everyone had a role, and every role had a place in their squad. and you spawned in on your squad leader, comms between your squads and all that kind of stuff. Like all the things Squad took, things that helped hatch Squad, were that's the last Battlefield game that had them, and now 2042 out, and it's like it's very odd. In Battlefield 4, there is a Titan from 2142 in a production line, and you fight in it. You fight like around it, and there's other scenes and hints of the 2142 timeline happening, but then they just like pretend like, oh, that doesn't exist. You know what I mean? And they're like, yeah, it's a different timeline. I'm like, why'd you call it 2042 then, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Well, like, why? You know, because you guys like 42, because 1942, 2042.
That's exactly why, probably. 1942.
So it just pisses me off. Like, yeah, that is no. You're right. That's exactly why.
Yeah.
That's probably why 2142 is the same name. Has nothing to do with whatever. It's because of 1942. But yeah, it's honestly just got me livid, dude. I just can't. I can't with these guys. You know, why get so close just to miss it? To pick another game that's Battlefield 4, same timeline, same shit. Nothing's changed. Like, why? What is different? Like, innovate, please.
That's asking a lot, James.
Yeah, I know. That's the problem with the games world now. Totally related, but since we're talking about games, people are leaving Dangerous in droves to go play Star Citizen. Like,
really?
It's really weird. It's crazy, honestly. People are racing away from Elite Dangerous. Because basically Elite Dangerous, long story short, is Elite Dangerous came out with Space Legs, Elite Dangerous Odyssey, which is a full-price game, a full-price DLC that allows you to leave around. They don't have ship interiors. Your basic blacks out and then comes back.
And then
a loading screen happens inside your ship. And yeah, and it's a game. So apparently the game is so bad and so buggy and so low quality that the fan base saw what had, and they were like, "Oh, well." So it's kind of crazy because Elite Dangerous had a loyal fan base, and I never saw them as a competitor to Star Citizen. They were like a different type of space game, but no, they just like really fucked themselves with this whole thing. They really screwed themselves. Kind of crazy how hard they screwed themselves. Yeah, it's weird, but yeah. So there's a lot of content creators, and it's really funny. So Elite Dangerous has this thing called the Armstrong moment, and I didn't know what that was, which I should have. It's really stupid. I asked on Reddit what it was, and people were like, "What are you talking about? You don't know what this is?" Of course you should. If you're a space person, you should know what this is. What they're talking about is the moment that Neil Armstrong steps off of the lander, and he looks out, and he's like, "Oh," you know, like that moment of amazement. The first time you turn around and you see Earth from the moon, and you're like, "Wow," you know, that wow moment. And Star Citizen's full of that. It's full of those, like chock full. So, but I'm so deadened to that experience. It doesn't matter to me. I'm like just used to it. I'm used to being like in awe of how the game is. And I've been watching. And I'll put one of her down here. Her name's Kate. Her channel's called Elite Commander Kate and Will, as her and her husband. And she's playing Star Citizen for the first time in 2021, and watching her experience is honestly so heartwarming, because it's like watching a child's first steps into the world. Everything she sees is she's constantly amazed. Like my 8 years of amazement with Star Citizen is all for her bundled into 1 month's worth of experiences. You know, the first time you stand on Port Olisar and you see Crusader in the background, the first time you travel in Quantum Drive, the first time you stand on a moon of another planet in your spacesuit and you stare at the sunset, like all those moments, she's getting them one after the other, and it's amazing. It's so uplifting to watch her experience with the game, you know?
You know what you have to do now, James, right?
What?
You got to go rob her.
Welcome to the game, bitch.
Yeah. No, you're
Welcome
right.
to Star Citizen.
You're right.
That'd be cool if you could take prisoners. Oh boy.
They're working on it. They're adding. Apparently, they're adding. So 3.14 is coming in 2 weeks, and there'll be a surrender surrender mechanic added, where players will be able to surrender. They already have ships with prisoner cells in them, so I imagine you'll be able to get people because they want to work with you into a ship to take them prisoner. You know, you have handcuffs in the game, so I imagine you'll be able to take control of his character and put them in prison cells if you have, authority to do so or something like that. Who knows?
Virtual human trafficking.
Like yeah, problem in the Star Citizen universe. Slavery thing that exists in the game. So yeah, yep, it does. It or so I don't know how they'll handle that stuff. Yeah, it does exist. Anywho, Evan, I pass it on to you. Back to you, sir.
Someone else talk about the Steam Deck, please.
Ooh, the Steam Deck, the Stream
Oh yeah,
Deck.
that's me. Yeah, so I didn't put a link here. I just put it here just so we quickly talk about it. This is new handheld console. This is exciting. Steam is notorious for putting out products and either them or having it be too expensive or having it just not sell and on it. This is interesting because it's a PC. Like, it's literally a PC. It's a $400 at the lowest level PC that has a graphics card with a GPU, So it can basically, it's a handheld console running SteamOS that is a Linux-based operating system with RAM and processor and GPU in it. And it has, there's a console you can get that adds HDMI and controller ports and all this kind of stuff, but it has built-in controllers on the side. It has a shit ton of buttons for you to add, for you all over it, for all kinds of things. It has a gyro in it, so you can do like this for controlling it, You can hold on both sides and move left to right like you're like a steering wheel. But like I said, it's a PC. So Steam has already said, we totally support people blowing this out and putting Windows on it. No problem. Go for it. I honestly, if I had the money to throw away, I'd buy 2 of them. One for gaming and one to have a tiny-ass PC. Like back in the old days of the HP Jornada. It's got USB ports and all this shit. Like, you get a keyboard and mouse, you're golden. So,
do you remember the Sony laptop that would fit in your back
I was just
pocket?
telling someone about
the
those.
little Taio.
The other day, I was like, these things were fucking awesome
Yeah, they're
back
cool.
in the day. I wanted one so bad.
Yeah. And think of nothing like that except for like the Apple Air is the closest you'll get, and it's still pocket. I'm sure something like this, something exists that we just don't know about, but I don't know about it if it does. But
look at them.
Yeah, but I think it's just cool. On the top end it's $650, on the low end it's $499. They're probably gonna be sold out. I didn't buy one yet. I haven't put a pre-order in or anything, so they'll out when they come out in the fall. So probably not gonna be able to get one until next year. I definitely will try to get one for gaming, and then if it becomes popular and I get lucky, then I'll get another one.
I'd probably go, at least stay away from the entry-level one, because from the specs I've seen, it has a very small, I'll call it a hard drive. It's the eMMC memory you find in some cheap netbooks.
Yeah,
that's like, it's like a USB 1 flash drive running your OS.
The other two, the mid-range and the top end, have NVMe hard drives.
Yeah.
It's like,
definitely worth it.
Yeah, why not just get one of those? $650 for basically a gaming laptop with controlling, and honestly, more ports than a tiny gaming laptop.
Do we know what the
if you were to
specs
get
are?
A small portable gaming laptop. Yeah,
it's not going to be an NVIDIA RTX 3070, and
No, it's not. It's a weird GPU, but it's supposed to run. People are already asking, like, will it run this? Will it run that? So it's supposed to run most games. It's supposed to run any game in your Steam store.
Cyberpunk 2077 is going to run on this.
But but the resolution is 720
it's this tiny screen, right?
maybe. Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
It's a tiny screen, so you can output it like you can with a fucking Nintendo Switch, but it's gonna look like shit.
Oh,
Obviously, you know, it's not gonna look good. For me, I'm never gonna do that. Like,
You
I'm
just
never
use a
gonna
computer,
output
then.
it to a BB. So, yeah, exactly. So I mean, I don't have a problem with that.
You know
yeah, I don't have
who
a
else
problem with that.
recently announced a new console? It's not really a new console, but it's an update. Is Nintendo. They released.
Mhm.
I mean, it's going to come out in October, I think. An update for the Nintendo Switch. It'll be 7 inches, the screen, and it'll be OLED.
Yeah, I did hear about this. So people were like, it's gonna be 4K. Then they announced like, OLED, are you ready? Great, we'll get the blackest blacks. Fuck off, Nintendo, eat my dick. What a waste.
4K or
4K
nothing.
or
There you
nothing.
go.
Yeah. Who wants the same console but OLED? Are you gonna charge how much? $200 more for the blackest blacks? I mean, it's not worth it.
The blackest blacks.
Do you think it's
Definitely
worth
not.
it? Compared to
No.
like a Switch. Oh, shut up, Michael.
You walked right into that one, bro.
Take everything to the
Sorry.
next
Wow.
Apparently, you can't be trusted.
Yep. Oh man! All right. So the Steam Deck, not to be confused with the Stream Deck, which is something else
Yeah,
entirely.
that's
Mhm.
Elgato.
Something we should all be using, but we are not.
Yes.
Yeah, really cool device actually.
The Steam Deck or the Stream Deck?
Stream Deck.
Okay.
Stream Deck.
Both.
All right. Cool. Anything else, Evan? Game theory.
No, not really. I guess I'll consider myself open to more games in the future if they don't have
They don't have recoil.
recoil.
That's such a weird, specific thing to be like, nah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or, you know,
I get that because of Quake. I mean, I think if you're used to playing Quake, the things you can do in Quake, you can't do in any other game. Like shooting on the run and shit like that. Like you can do that in other games, but you really gotta be indoctrinated level early time to be playing. Like I'm used to recoil, you know, and used to that kind of movement and head bob and all the other shit that comes along with it. If you're not used to it, I can totally see being like totally put off by it. Not so put off that you'd be like, I'm never gonna play a game that doesn't have that. But that's Evanisms right there coming into play along with along with
Okay.
mhm.
yeah.
Oh,
His Evanis.
Oh,
No,
that's
maybe
that's better.
not.
I do.
Michael likes that. Yeah.
What's the girl's name? Amy something? Amy Lee.
Amy Lee.
Cool, man.
Yep. So who's gonna bring me to life and talk about some dolls?
I put that there.
Oh God. Why'd you put this in here?
You know exactly why I put that in
I
there.
don't know why you put this in here.
He snuck it in.
Yeah, I saw it earlier. I was like,
Yeah, you don't have to, James.
He's like, there's nothing to talk
There's
about.
nothing
The
to talk
TikTok
about.
animation thing is pretty cool.
Well, you know, actually, okay, so you don't have to say too much about that, but I wouldn't mind you talking about the animation thing or whatever, however you call it, the TikTok thing.
I mean, I'll put the TikTok animation website in the post. I'll put it in the post so anybody wants to see it, they can see it on the post. Basically, TikTok has a filter called portrait animation, and so it just does face recognition and says, "Oh, there's a face there," and then it takes that face and then makes it do things, like it makes it smirk and look left and right, eyes blink slowly. It looks very human. Very human. You know, not unnatural, honestly, at all. So people have been doing it on TikTok to picture frame, to photos of dead family members, which is very creepy. They're doing it to living people, like their friends, unknown unknowingly, which is like, I don't see how that's funny. It doesn't even, it seems stupid to me. No, it's been done to you. I've seen other people, I did myself, I just turned the filter on and looked at myself, and the creepiest thing about it is, you know what your eyes and mouth are doing, but this thing overwrites that. So if you're just staring at your screen, you'll see your eyes look that way and this way, and you'll be like, what the fuck? So a lot of people are like, oh, you know, so there's a lot of reaction videos, people, you know, like looking at themselves. But again, that's dumb to me. It's a negotiable difference. It's like even hard to tell, honestly. And all the giving the Chinese government your facial recognition data when you record those and post. So I have these sales that Michael's decided to post about that I don't want to talk about.
They're action figures.
Yeah, I have these action figures. I'm the one who's using the word dolls because that's what they are. I really can't, in good conscience, call them action figures because the problem is, so what they are is the 12-inch action figures that you could find, like the old school G.I. Joes, right, from the 50s. But that whole hobby has evolved to be like, you can find anything, you know? Like tiny little plate carriers, like one to go on them, you know, and it's like super intricate and super detailed. And if you're watching the show via video, then you can see this. So, you know, it has like a cummerbund. It's just like a real plate carrier. That's how a real plate carrier looks inside. And they've gone to amazing detail. There's little plates in there. You know, this way this opens, that's how a real plate carrier works. It has Molly in it. Molly pouches that they expect you to use the weave to weave it into this, you know. So I bought these so that I could. Oh, great. Well, there you go. I bought these so I could do that. It's a thing of tweezers, so I could do them. Yeah. So I could.
Our new sponsor, iFixit.
Yeah, I know, right? So I do that, and you know, I think I showed the guns before, you know, the and things like that. So yeah, I just became like COVID. I ordered a bunch of them. I ordered this guy early COVID, right?
Oh my.
So I ordered this, and I put this together, and this took me months to assemble. And then after I put this together, that got me thinking that, oh, maybe I want.
Headless?
Please don't fall over. Thank you. Just stay. All right. No, it has a tiny robot head. It's a little robot. It's a robot. It's a mech. So then after I ordered that, I saw, and let's see here. I saw this. You can't really see. There you go. I saw this, and it's a RSOC or SEAL Team 6 Halo, right? So I saw that, and I ordered it from Hong Kong, and all this shit comes from China, right? So I ordered a bunch of this shit, and like 8 months went by for this one, okay? And then the smaller pieces trickled in. Once I got them and put my hands on them, I was like, oh, these are dolls. These are basically dolls. I'm basically playing dress up. I'm a grown man playing in his living room with these toys, you know? And it felt really creepy, and I don't really want anybody to know about it because it just looks like, it doesn't look, it's not a good look, you know? So, and then after I got them, I was like, ordered 2 or 3 of them, I think. And so they trickled in over the next 8 months. And then I was like, well, I just happened to be looking on the website because I needed one piece to finish the set so I could complete it. And I was like, I just want to finish it, you know? So I ordered that piece. And when I was ordering that piece, I said, you know what? Maybe this looks good too. I ordered some more stuff. And okay, but after this, I'm done.
I've heard that.
So I'm done, you know? Yeah, so I finished, this one's almost done right here. And that's the one that's in the picture, right? It's the one that's in the picture. And this took me a while to assemble her plate carrier, her shirt, her top, and her pants, and her helmet, and all that stuff. Dude, this is real fucking nerd shit, honestly. This is like this is what happens when you play airsoft and you think guns are cool and all this shit. You end up ordering doll plate carriers like a fucking loser. So, anyway.
Yet not a real
That's
firearm
that.
to be found.
Nope, not a real fire to be anywhere. Not a goddamn place. So anyway, Emmett, the video, if you guys want to see it, it's fucking creepy as fuck. It's cool. I didn't find it creepy, but I can see why people would find it creepy.
I think.
And yeah, it looks like a doll. It looks like some Toy Story shit, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'll upload it to the website so you guys can see it if you want.
It's amazing. It's an amazing demonstration of this technology.
Yeah. Seems wasted though, right?
And that's just done
This is
on
what
our
we're
phones. It's not even. It's not like, oh, we needed a supercomputer.
Yeah.
We needed a bank of SGI indies running for 6 months to render this or something. Nah, it's all on your fucking phone.
Exactly.
Crazy.
That's exactly it. Yep.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Mike, was there something you wanted to talk about in Yum Update? I think you mentioned that.
Well, I just wanted to ask, so
half
there
an hour
was
ago.
your whole trip to Tejas. Was there, I mean, apart from the truck stop sandwich, did you,
Mm-hmm.
do you have any good memorable food on your trip or while you were there, or any barbecue or anything, or I don't know, whatever.
One of the guys who lives about an hour away from the house where this was hosted brought his smoker.
Nice.
And so he smoked like 2
wow.
racks of ribs and a whole brisket. And that was quite good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Was
Mm-hmm. Other than that, we had pizza.
Doritos?
I had a small bag of
Oh, wow.
salsa
Okay.
verde Doritos, which you don't see too often anymore.
That was gonna be really weird until you said Doritos. Small bag of a fistful of salsa
What
verde.
about, a Ziploc bag of salsa. What about Cheetos?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No Cheetos.
No Cheetos.
Cheetos.
Now, Mike, let me put this in context for you. I believe that with the exception of one other person perhaps, I was the youngest one there. And this is in a very fancy home with educated, well-to-do hot dudes. So there's not a lot of like chips and snacks. There's a lot of, real food.
I'm insulted.
As it should be. You're a grown-ass man. You don't eat fucking Cheetos.
Huh?
What do they eat, James?
Grown men don't eat Cheetos, Michael.
What did you eat? What did you
Fucking
eat?
charcuterie platters
What did you
and
eat
shit.
this morning?
And
That's
and smoked
true.
ribs.
Yeah.
Me?
Is that what real men eat?
Breakfast sandwiches from Wawa.
What was on them?
Yeah.
What was on them?
I ate 4 of them.
You're like, fucking Cheetos.
So sausage, egg, and cheese croissant.
Egg and cheese. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it decent sausage? Because I find myself, I'm preferring ham over the very generic sausage patties when I'm given the choice.
The Wawa ones are pretty good, man. I don't know why, but they're probably covered in salt. Pretty good. They're pretty damn good.
Salsa.
I quite like them.
Any salsa?
Yep. Oh,
No.
one major reason to take the drive to Texas is to visit one of the nation's best taco chains called Torchy's Tacos, which I have mentioned before years ago to you
Yeah,
guys.
you talked about that.
And guess fucking what?
Did you get to go to one?
I did not. However, 2 weeks ago, a Torchy's opened in Memphis.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
I'm waiting for the crowd to die down a bit, but I will definitely go there often. It's not too far away. It's about a 10-minute drive. And these are top-notch tacos at a very affordable prices. Also, what is coming to Memphis, 5 Whataburger locations.
There you go. You get to let me
Tennessee
how that
is becoming Texas Junior.
You
I
get to
don't
let me
like
how
Whataburger.
is, though. I never had it, but I've heard great things.
I will say this. I will definitely give them several more chances once they open locally.
Several
A couple
more.
of times. Yeah. I mean, I got to try the menu. Do I not?
Yeah, you're right.
Every time I've had them, which is like 2 or 3 times on my trips to Dallas for QuakeCon, I'm very underwhelmed. I think it's like a shittier Burger King.
What's the place that
Shittier
also
Burger
sells
Yeah.
tacos? But it's like a burger place. Is that it?
Del Taco.
Yeah, Del Taco. That's the big
Okay.
one.
So I went there
Probably.
once. It's okay. I'm trying to think if
Yeah.
I went to Whataburger or what's the other one that's everyone goes to? Yeah.
In and Out. They're okay.
I don't even remember if I went there, so.
I mean, Five Guys beats both of them, by
Well.
the way. But I think we all knew that.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't expect. I mean, these places are like a McDonald's competitor, not a Five Guys competitor. You know.
Like an upscale. Yeah. James, how was your Shake Shack lunch with
So he
your
was
Shake Shack is
bashing
great,
Shake Shack
brother
before he
or
went,
sister, whoever it
but
was?
then after he got back, he's like, "Oh, it's amazing."
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's great. It's great. I mean, my brother loves it. He's like, only thing I eat out is Shake Shack. You know, like a fucking psychopath. I don't think it's that good, but I drive 13 miles to see Shake Shack. You know, like, okay, dude. It's not that great. It's good. Like, as far as a burger, it's an elevated. You know,
Okay.
it's gonna keep me from going to. Like, gonna be between Shake Shack and Five Guys. It's Five Guys is probably medium. Shake Shack is more elegant and more all around good. Because Five Guys, it seems like they take regular buns and shit, and they just make a really good burger, and they cram it all in. You get this flattened thing. Shake Shack has presentation, good buns. It's all around really good. But, you know, it's
Noted.
different cravings, you know?
Yeah. Cram is also the perfect word for what they do at Five Guys.
Yeah.
I
Which
ordered.
sometimes
I
it's just
ordered
fine.
Food from Five Guys earlier.
It just
this
depends on how you feel.
It was quite good. It was quite good.
Yeah,
I was a little
You're not
disappointed.
wrong. They're great.
I think it's my fault. But I got I had it delivered, right? And I ordered the largest order of fries I could. To me, it was not that many fries. Maybe I got screwed.
You probably got screwed. I really, dude. I mean, I feel like if you order it online, you're gonna get screwed.
Another thing I'll mention where I think I'm getting screwed half the
Simple
time
as that.
is if I order from Chipotle, just like a burrito bowl. Well, I order a burrito bowl, right? I get double meat.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm getting screwed. Almost every time.
Yeah. Probably.
You're probably getting 1.5 meat.
If you're
And
getting
it doesn't say
things
extra
online,
meat. It says
you're not
double
getting
meat.
that. I mean,
So I'm like, I want double, you know? Like,
I feel like every time
I
I get double
I
meat
read
from
a
any
thing
I'm getting
online.
screwed.
I mean, you have to
Every
be
single
there
time.
at the place to do this, right? But the guy's like, I go there. I say,
Yeah.
oh, give me the steak or whatever he wants. And then the guy scoops it in, and then he says, oh, let me get double. Because that way the guy we already saw what one serving is. Yep. So
You
can't
showed
get-
your
can't get
cards,
screwed
my
now.
friend.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I don't scooping and shaking. Or scooping
Yeah.
and slicing. I need this and
Well,
dump.
Whatever,
Scoop and
whatever
dump. That's what I want. I want
normal,
Give me a
full
nice
normal serving
rounded
is. So
palm full of meat.
Yeah.
a normal
exactly.
serving is a heaping mound, then that's what the second one should be, if you're getting double, right? So,
I mean, they're getting fucking like 100% markup on these, so I want
Sure.
my heaping mound. Or whatever they're making off of these.
Maybe we're all being spoiled, right? Maybe these workers, they know that we're just average citizens and they're looking out for our best interests. So by the book, the scoop and shake off the excess is one meat. But maybe they're like, you know what? I'm just giving this guy a fucking full heaping scoop. But then if you ask for double meat, they're like, well, this is going to be looked at with more scrutiny, so let me give it a shake. So maybe we're spoiled And when you think you're getting cheated by ordering double meat, you're actually getting what you're supposed to get.
I get what you're saying, Evan, but I would take it the other way, right? I'd be like, oh, this guy went double meat. We're going whole hog now, you know, like.
That's what your mindset is behind the counter. You're like, okay,
right,
all right, let's do this, fam. It's like, how long you want to pass out for? Okay, let's do this.
That's the barrier. That's the mark
Exactly.
there.
Yeah.
Oof.
I haven't had
That's a good
Chipotle
one,
in a while, but I'm gonna try it. Yeah, I want to go there and just order like rice and beef.
Yeah.
Maybe some sour cream. See what they say. Just fill up.
Well, you could
fill
say,
up
let me
one
get
of
a
those,
bowl, and they're like, you want this
bowls
rice or
with
this
beef.
rice? Okay, that one, and then beans, no whatever, yes, beef.
Mike,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna get 2 bowls.
Oh.
1 bowl of rice and 1 bowl of steak.
Oh. I mean,
how about that? That's gonna be
Evan,
$37 at Chipotle.
especially with all this delivery shit. I mean, everyone knows this, right? But like, if you're ordering shit,
Yes,
I mean,
you're paying double.
I
for
ordered
sure.
from Chipotle, I think earlier this week. All right, now, okay, I did a bowl. I doubled the meat. You know, I'm sure I ordered.
Mm-hmm. So in store, we're
I
probably talking
added
$12.
guacamole. That's however much, whatever, you know.
All right,
Right, and then
$13-14.
and then let me get a large
Rounding
chips
up
with guacamole also. You know.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right.
$17.
So all of that
in store.
delivered is like $37. Literally, like that's probably how much I paid.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, well, it is 94 degrees outside, so I'm not going anywhere. So fuck that. Look,
Right.
I'm actually looking at the temp right now, and I'm almost shocked to see it's now. According to my computer, I don't know how it's calculating my location. You know, but Microsoft, as you know, added the temp.
Oh yes, of course, the feature that is blatantly annoying, but you choose to use
is it's showing the weather in the corner, right? So it says it's 77 degrees and cloudy right now. But if I look at, I'm like, oh, it's like almost fucking, fall. But but if I look at my phone here, it says it's 82. It feels like 84. So a whole 5 degrees difference. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say that if you tried hard enough, you could make it to Giant, and you could buy some rice and fajita meat, etc. for sizzle it up a little bit, for significantly less than $37. But
of course,
that's just me projecting onto you.
And I did go to. I told you I escaped earlier this week. But it was on the cover of darkness. It was 11 p.m. when I left my apartment and went to Giant. Yeah, and they close at midnight.
Yep.
Every night except Sunday night. So, yeah, I've stocked up on some stuff. Like, okay, cool, and snuck back. And even then, I came back. I was drenched.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, ugh. I mean, part of that is I'm out of shape. Part of that is it's still humid as fuck. Even it was still like 82 degrees out or whatever, and humid. So it's not like it was like, oh, it's 65. Like, it's still.
You got hyperhidrosis, Mike. Your whole body is just leaking fluid.
So. James, you know that.
I've known that for years.
Well, there too.
It normally comes out of your butt, though.
Ooh.
Michael's bowels runneth over.
And wake up when I wake up from a nap
He's got
or something.
A sensitive
drenched,
system.
Yeah, just like fucking.
Oh, you mean just sweating? Yeah.
Collars.
Well, we know you're a hard
mining
sleeper
or something in my sleep. I don't
sweat.
know. I'm like Bitcoin mining in my sleep, just like putting out them BTUs. Maybe I'm in the shit. Maybe we're all, or maybe it's just me, but maybe we're all in the shit. You know, we don't know. I'm one of their top producers.
In the shit.
Well, the fan inside your cell is malfunctioning, and that's why you're always in the dream world.
He's the cause of global warming.
I was just thinking, like, I'm putting out a lot of
Could be.
BTUs. They're like, we like this guy, you know, but maybe not. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm, you know, yeah.
Maybe it's a malfunction. It's like that never occurred to me.
Yeah, something to consider. I did order. I will say this, then we can move on from the Yum update. I did order food last Sunday or I think it was last Monday. I was like, apparently I had never tried to order Chinese food from the place where I normally order Chinese food from on a Monday. Apparently they're closed.
Okay, they're closed.
And I managed to place an order online anyway through my perseverance. But actually, I guess they're keeping an eye on it anyway, because I get a phone call like 20 minutes later, like the guy's like, "Hey man, sorry, we're closed on Mondays." I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "All right, whatever." Thankfully, I guess they don't charge you unless they actually, you know, accept the order or whatever happens, you know. So I was like, yeah.
Did they cancel it?
So, and by this time, it's like getting a little late. Like I'd probably place the order like 7:30, 8 o'clock. And by this time, it's like 8:30, 8:45, something, you know, like, and I'm like, oh God. I was like, where are we going to get food from? Fuck. You know, I mean, obviously I could just go to Giant or get anywhere, you know, to get food. I mean, I'm not going to die, you know, but.
Yeah.
But I'm like, where we.
I mean, Mike, you live in downtown Silver Spring,
exactly.
A well-documented food desert.
Yeah.
Well, not after 9 o'clock.
There.
So, restaurants are like, it's 9 o'clock, time for bed.
I mean,
I don't know. So,
yeah, no, I've tried to order things after like 11.
McDonald's or nothing.
Give it up.
Yeah,
you're lucky to get anything. Yeah, basically. I think the last time I ordered after 11, it was like I ordered a chicken sandwich from a Popeyes road that was open till midnight. Cool. So I somehow got that.
So I ended up finding another restaurant that I've actually passed before on the road, but never been to. And they're one of those places like, you know, like the place near CompUSA that's China Taste Tokyo Express. They're like one of those. So they sell like a lot of stuff, you know? Okay. So,
yeah.
Actually, no pizza or subs. No.
And wings.
Just shit. If they had a sub, oh my God, yeah, dude. I love. Dude, I love.
That's Michael's kryptonite subs.
Like, oh yeah, let me get the General Tso's chicken, and let me get a cold cut sub. What's up? You know,
Mike. If you when's the last time you had Kenny's?
At James's old apartment. Something.
Okay, here's a challenge for actually both of you, because those places don't really exist around here. There's like there's no mixing of cuisines like a Kenny's. I want you to see if you can order a General Tso's sub.
Chicken?
That'd be cool.
Sure.
That's interesting.
You know, great if they toasted the bread and then put the General Tso's nuggets in there. You know, with some of the mixed vegetables, that'd be nice.
So, Evan, let me ask you this: when I'm eating, let's say General Tso's chicken from one of these Chinese takeout places, what are the little things getting stuck in my teeth?
They're probably red pepper flakes.
Chicken. No, I mean it doesn't happen if I buy a chicken at Giant, bring it home and eat it. It doesn't happen. So,
well, can you describe these?
Yeah, you just said it. Why do things get stuck? No description of texture, appearance, nothing.
I'm thinking of like those little red pepper flakes where the seeds within get stuck in like the in the crevasse.
Yeah, what does it look
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah,
It's a piece of chicken, or
So it's just
Okay,
Is
then
it
it's
just
chicken.
not
maybe
cooked?
it's just
is it like not
low
cooked right?
quality
or is
chicken?
it
Is that
not-
what it is?
They didn't pluck all the feathers, or I don't know. The quills.
I
are
would
in
say
there or something.
it's-
I have no idea.
I would venture a guess and say that particular piece is actually overcooked,
The
or at
chicken's
least the
quills.
edge is.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's
So it could be
hardened
that.
a bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Michael, the fucking animalologist, the zoologist,
The
that chicken,
animalologist.
the chicken's
thing, right?
quills.
I mean,
He's a master of cryptozoology. He's at the forest. The chickens previously had quills.
Yeah, I'm a cryptozoologist. Exactly. It's my passion.
Oh,
Unicorns and dragons and all that
as
shit.
they say,
Right, dragons and quills.
and chickens with
I mean,
quills.
We all know I was gonna say the dinosaurs.
Vaginosaurs. I think that's actually a
vaginosaurs,
fair
I just
thing to
said
call them, Mike.
dinosaurs.
Good on you for being honest about how you
Wow.
feel about. I'm not mad at you.
Well, anyway, the whole. Let me get back to my
Dinosaurs.
thing. So I ended up finding this was I don't even remember the name of it, but it's over here on Wayne Avenue, I think, and they sell. They sell all the regular Chinese food stuff, but also they have Japanese stuff. So they sell like chicken teriyaki and a bunch of different sushi and sashimi and all that kind of stuff, and the rolls, and all that. And I even think they have a little bit of Thai stuff. So I ended up ordering from them, and it was pretty good. It's pretty good. A little tiny bit more expensive than the other place I normally order from, like only slightly. Like each dish was maybe 50 cents or $1 more, but still pretty good. The place I normally order from, they usually give me a free 2-liter of soda when I order. Right?
Right. Because you're
And in
ordering
this
for a
place,
family.
I ordered so much, I ended up having to call them. I couldn't do the order online. And I guess I ordered so much shit, the guy's like, "Oh, I'm going to give you a free General Tso's chicken." I was like, "Oh, thank you very much." So there you go. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Yeah.
Excellent. I've been in that situation a couple of times before. Something we got to work on, Mike.
Making sure we order.
An interesting
on
thing
the right
about
day?
quills. No, I was going to say making sure you order an appropriate amount of food for your meal instead
Well,
of 5
true.
meals.
Although I usually am thinking like, oh, I can also have this for lunch tomorrow or something, like that kind of thing. So, well, yeah,
That's
true.
the trap that we all fall in. Yeah. All right. Well, since we're talking about quills, there's porcupine quills, and then there's also the molted feather quills of a large bird that.
Well, I was gonna say there's
ancients
the
used to
kind that
write
you
with.
write with.
So a little
Yeah.
of this, little of that.
Isn't that how Ben
Yep.
Franklin signed the old Declaration?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah,
Only him, though.
graphite
Everyone
number
else
2.
used pencil.
Or back then it was 2.5. It was really weird. It's one of those weird numbers.
Yeah. Like
Right.
your Saturday night special ammo.
I put the link down there, man. Raven Arms. Although there was actually a few, you could read the whole Wikipedia article about it. There's actually a few companies that made those guns, but all of them were either the same company or related, founded by the same guy or whatever, So, anywho. All right.
Yeah. Cool. Moving down to extras. Mike, back to you.
Just what I was talking about earlier. So first link is the RFK thing. I found an article about him being a maniac, anti-vaxxer, that kind of thing. Then the next one is John Kennedy, the senator from Louisiana, who's not related to the Kennedys as far as I can tell. Then I put a link there to an article I found about the Olympics and where you can watch them It talks about, oh, if you have, you know, Hulu, or you have a Roku, or you have this, or you have that, or you just have a computer, or whatever. And then obviously the article about Raven Arms. So check that out. It's a good old Saturday night special.
Good.
So.
I hope we can group watch some of these Olympic events.
That would be great.
Yeah,
I'd
be
like
good.
to group watch something with you assholes. So. Clearly.
Look, Mike, it's not always about what you want, okay?
Yeah.
Clearly.
Sometimes you got
I
not
usually
get it.
don't.
Get what you want, Michael.
I'm used to disappointment. Exactly. I'm used to
If you're
disappointment.
used to it, then I won't feel bad.
We're good. We're good.
Okay. Excellent. James, do you have anything disappointing to add before we
Thanks a
get out
lot.
of here?
Nothing.
Okay. That's all for this show, folks. Thank you all for listening. If you want to get in contact with us, you can send us an email, feedback@iopanelpodcast.com. It goes directly to all three of us. You can check out our website, iopanelpodcast.com. You find all of our social media links, including ways to support the podcast through Amazon affiliate and or Patreon. We have some excellent new levels for you folks out there. So thank you again for your time, and we'll talk to you next week. Deuces up, A-Town down. Is that what you're doing, Mike? Throwing gang signs? Saw dude. Saw dude.
Wow.
Fucking
You all right?
guy. Cut it!
I'm walking around in the circle of life, doing the things I know, walking the same ways 100 times with the same soul. But do you ever try to path on the right side, put it up in your mind? But do you ever try to path on the left side, put it up in your mind? It's gonna be hard. You run, try, roll your mind. 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 Seeing all the water rain fill your eyes, doing the things they know, talking about the same old stories they've heard about the people they think they know. But do you ever try to path on the right side, put it up in your mind? But did you ever try to path on the left side, put it up in your mind?